Welcome back to another Euro Fantasy deadline stream. We're approaching the quarterfinal stage and we've got two massive games. Hopefully they live up to the hype. Spain versus Germany at 5 p.m. UK time in less than 2 hours. And we've got Portugal versus France tonight. Tomorrow, the games are also pretty good on paper. England versus Switzerland and Turkey versus the Netherlands. I haven't made my transfers yet, and I've still got the wildcard in my back pocket. But as discussed in my team selection, the current plan is to use my free transfers and to save the wildcard for the semi-final stage in Matchday 6. I'll be answering every single question posed in the live chat and also covering all the topics and engaging in the conversation. Smash the like button and subscribe for new. Our aim is to get this video to over 200 likes, and we're also getting ever closer towards 25,000 subscribers, which hopefully we can reach by the end of the Euro tournament. Let's get straight into your questions though, and hopefully it's another great match day in store for us. In terms of Euro Fantasy, I have to say the quality of football hasn't been great, but that's just my personal opinion. Southampton has finished, starts things off with his team. Should I sell Morata, Carvalho, Sabitzer for Abisha, Mbappe and Pepe? I think I discussed this in the comment section with you the other day, and I like the look of the transfers, to be fair. Now, Morata does get a lot of chances, and if he can finally get his shooting boots on in the day, then yeah, he could definitely get a return. But I think Mbappe is definitely an upgrade. Selling Carvajal probably makes sense because you also... Well, actually, you don't even have any other Spanish defender, which is quite interesting. So, to be honest, Carvalho isn't necessarily a sell, so to speak, but I think Germany will score, so I can understand why you're doing it. Overall, I think all the transfers look good. Despite the clash you have between Pepe and Mbappe, they can still produce returns at the same time. Pepe through ball recoveries and Mbappe, of course, through goals and assists. Demiral owners are so lucky he scored twice against Austria. Yeah, but now he's suspended, of course, and you have to say it's a bit strange that he got banned and not Jude Bellingham, but maybe someone can give more context about the celebrations themselves. But yeah, it does seem a bit strange. Cylindra says, hey Dylan, 1, should I buy Stones, Trent, Saliba, Koundé? Already got 2 Spanish and 1 Portugal defender. I think I'd rather go for Saliba or Koundé. I think I'd go for a French defender personally. I don't mind John Stones, to be fair, and as I'll show you very soon, my transfer plans would include buying Stones instead of those French defenders you discussed, because I'm looking to buy Magnan in goal to give me 15 playing players. So yeah, I think in isolation, Koundé is the best of the lot. The number 2, for tomorrow I have Pickford and Verbruggen as my keepers, so who to start? Probably Verbruggen. Better fixture on paper, and the Netherlands look very convincing in Matchday 4, but they are kind of hit and miss, especially defensively. Number 3, Jesus, okay. Which 2 midfielders should I buy between Bellingham, Simmons, Kante, Foden, Ruiz, Gundogan? I'd probably go for Bellingham and Xavi Simons, to be fair, based on the fixture. Gundogan out for Fabian/Rodri, or Cancelo out for Rudiger, Ake, Walker, have Van Dijk and Pepe, or Pickford out for Magnan, have Verbruggen. I'm in a similar situation, Aaron, to be quite honest with you. I'd rather sell Pickford, because with Gundogan, he's still getting into good positions. He is second in command now for penalties, unfortunately. But I don't see a massive upgrade going from Gundogan to Fabian or Rodri. To be fair, Cancelo to Ake could work very well for Matchday 5. But I think Pickford out for Magnan is the best option. It's got the lowest ceiling, but it gives you an extra player, and you've got another chance of getting a clean sheet from your goalkeeper. Yep, I did watch the shootout between Argentina and Ecuador. I have to say, Ecuador played very well, but I'm very, very disappointed, to say the least, in Argentina. That's probably the worst performance in the last 5 years. They've lost only 2 games in that time frame, and they still played better in those matches than they did yesterday. They were lucky to go through, but ultimately, when it went to penalties, I was quite confident because Emi Martinez is the best goalkeeper in the world on the international stage, particularly in penalty shootouts. But yeah, I think Messi's missed 2 penalties in shootouts, and both of them, basically, one of them went over the bar, the other one hit the crossbar. I don't know what he was doing. I mean, a Panenka, when you try that sort of thing, you have to bury it. Otherwise, you look like a complete fool. And he was frustrated himself about it. He's not playing well recently. He did pick up the injury. I think he started the tournament quite decently with 10 chances created. 7 big chances created and 10 chances created overall. But yeah, Argentina need to play better in the semi-finals. Venezuela are the most likely opponent, and they're looking pretty good right now. Spain, Germany, Portugal, France today. We are getting treated good. I hope so, but I think Portugal-France could be a ball fest. I've currently gone 2-1 for France in my prediction, but I'm kind of torn between that and a 1-0. It wouldn't surprise me if it was goalless and went all the distance. Wouldn't be so sure we are getting treated. The Euros has been mostly bad in terms of quality. I agree. I completely agree on that. Hey Dylan, how many transfers do we get for the semis? We get 4 transfers, Eduardo, and we get 5 free transfers for the Euros final in Matchday 7. Salah Go 1892 says, which transfer is the best? 1, Bruno to Simmons. 2, Gundogan to Simmons. Number 3, Morata to Depay. And number 4, Carvajal to Ake or Stones. If Ake, I'll have triple Dutch defence. I think from those options, my favourite is Gundogan to Simmons. But if you don't have Cody Gakpo, I'd highly recommend him over Depay. And Morata to Gakpo would be my best recommendation for you. So Southampton is finished, says Portugal-France, battle of the boring. Probably, but maybe they'll start to finally deliver and offer some entertainment. Rudy Risky says, Cancelo or Carvajal? Probably Cancelo. Koundé or Stones? Probably Koundé. Xavi Simons or Fabian Ruiz? Xavi Simons. Only for this match day though. I think overall Fabian Ruiz is better, but looking at the fixture, I think Xavi Simons has a far higher ceiling. What are the beautiful options for midfielders? Well, I did discuss them in the best wildcard and limitless team videos and podcasts, but I think Xavi Simons stands out to me this week. Bellingham. I'd also say Nico Williams and Musiala. Those are my favourites. And then you're looking at the likes of Bruno Fernandes, who doesn't look as great right now, but he's still a quality player. Imagine if Valencia didn't miss the pen against Argentina. To be honest, look, I personally don't think it was a penalty in the first place, and I had a feeling Enner Valencia would miss. I thought Emi Martinez would save it, to be honest, but yeah, it is what it is. Ultimately, Ecuador had the chances. It was their best opportunity to beat Argentina, and they couldn't get it done. What options are suitable for midfielders? Yeah, I covered that. Yamal, Williams, Luis, I'm guessing that's Fabian Ruiz, or Harry Kane, Xavi Simons, Bellingham. I'd rather go for Kane, Bellingham, and Simmons. Best defenders for this match day. I covered that as well in the best wildcard and limitless team videos. Also my team selection where I provided an updated wildcard team. So I think any Dutch defender like Ake, De Vrij or Van Dijk are up there. Akanji from Switzerland, John Stones. I think Konsa could be a very nice shout, by the way. He's expected to start and England could move to a back three. And then, of course, you've got the usual Cancelos and Pepes of the world, but it's difficult, I think, to predict which games will be high scoring. On paper, I think Portugal versus France could offer the clean sheets there and ball recoveries for Pepe, Koundé and Saliba. So I think those three could also be in contention for the best defenders. If I had to pick 5 definitively, I think I would go for 1 Dutch, and my favourite is probably De Vrij, if he can nail down that spot, which it seems like he has. I'd also go for Pepe, Koundé, I'd say John Stones, and the 5th defender would probably be Rudiger. Now, you can double up on a certain defence and maybe go for Van Dijk instead of Rudiger. That's completely up to you. But I think that offers you a nice balance. Mbappe or Carvajal? Mbappe definitely for me, because I think Germany will score, and then you're relying on attacking contributions or ball recoveries from Carvajal, which he can do, but I think Mbappe has a higher ceiling. Now, you can captain defenders in this game, and for example, Jules Koundé with ball recoveries and clean sheet potential in matchday 5, I think he could be a great shout. I'm not sure if I'd triple up on France defensively because Portugal have some great attacking players, but yeah, I think if there was any team to double up on from the Friday games, it would be France, definitely. Who to choose as captain? My favourites are Musiala and Mbappe, and currently I've gone for Kylian Mbappe, but that could certainly change. So I am a bit far behind the chat. Be sure to keep on smashing the like button and subscribing if you're new. I'm going to try to whiz through these and get through everything that has been posed in the chat. Amit says, only have money for either Kane or Bellingham. Is Kane and Simmons good, or am I missing a lot for not having Bellingham? Not necessarily. You can cover Bellingham in other ways. Of course, for example, in England, you've got Harry Kane instead, and he's generally more consistent in terms of goals and assists for England. Then you've got Xavi Simons, as you mentioned. You've got Nico Williams, Musiala. You don't need Bellingham necessarily. Mbappe, what about him? I've got him captain at the moment, and he hasn't had a great tournament yet, but I still think there are signs that he can light this Euros 2024 a light, really. Easy because it's Bellingham and Demiral, that's why I got banned. Yeah, maybe the Real Madrid factor as well, if we're being honest, but there's a few things to be fair. Thank you, Joanna. Congrats for your nice job. Players by team relation for one with no chips. That's difficult because you have to strike that balance, right? And maybe you want to hedge your bets a little bit. And other people will probably go all in on certain teams, maybe on 4 specific countries. But if it goes wrong, you could struggle to get 11 players out for match day 6, which would be a problem. Now, ultimately, people keep saying, oh, I might save a chip for the final. I wouldn't recommend that because you only need 11 players for match day 7. You can't make substitutions or change the captaincy. But in your situation, Joanna, it's important to have a 50-man squad if possible for match day 6 because a lot of people will be saving the wild card for that point of the tournament. So I think what I'd probably do is go for 3 or 4 Dutch. I'm very confident they'll go through, but of course that is risky in itself because Turkey have been quite good in this tournament. I'd also go for 2 or 3 England. I know Switzerland can beat them, but they haven't beaten England in the last 13 matches actually. They've got a very poor record against the English, so I'd still go for 2 or 3 English personally. I'd also go for 2 or 3 France and also probably 2 from Portugal. As for Germany and Spain, that's such a difficult game to call. They have great Euro fantasy assets, but I think it's literally a coin toss between those two. But I'd probably go for 2 Germany and 2 Spain, perhaps. So that sort of balance could work for you. And of course, there's still a few slots left for you to go for an Akanji, for example. If you want to go for a Turkish player like Kalanoglu or Arda Güler, you can obviously do so, but I'm probably not so keen on that. Yeah, England supposedly doing a back 3. Bellingham or Williams? Bellingham based on the fixture for me. Konsa or Trent or Rudiger. As a one match day punt, I'd go for Konsa. But if you don't have the wild card or limitless, I wouldn't go for Konsa because once Mark Gay is back, and should England go through, Konsa won't start again, in my opinion. Koundé or Akanji? I prefer Koundé generally. I think France have arguably the best defence in this tournament alongside England. Netherlands are going to cook Turkey 4-0. I'd be surprised if that happened, to be honest. I think Netherlands will win, but I think it'll be a bit tighter than we expect. Have Sabitzer and Bastoni out, says Goldhead. Would like to sell the likes of Mittelstadt, Morata too, but also want to save the wildcard. Tough choices. What would you do? Yeah, I get you. Because ultimately, it's either a -4 to solve all your issues and have a 50-man squad, or you play the wildcard now. I'd probably say use the free transfers and don't take a hit. So you might be down to 14 players, Goldhead, but ultimately, if you go into match day 6 after having wildcarded in match day 5 and you go for 2 or 3 from France and from Portugal, same with Germany versus Spain, you're going to have a lot of eliminated players for the semi-finals and you almost certainly won't have 15 players available for that match day. So I think it's best to use free transfers in your situation. I wouldn't sell Pickford for a hit, no. Gary says, what do you think of Mittelstadt after he got benched? Well, David Raum is expected to start. I don't think Mittelstadt gets back into the starting 11, not right now anyway, which is a shame. And actually, we might as well go into predicted lineups and stuff like that. So, as you can see, on screen is my team without making any sort of transfers. Sabitzer and Mark Gay will be sold no matter what, whether I play the wildcard in the end or use my free transfers. And I think it's really that third and final move that is a problem for me to decide what is the best course of action for my team. So I could sell Verbruggen or Pickford to Magnan, but if not, I could sell a Cancelo, for example, to another defender. So it's not that clear what I need to do for the third transfer, but of course, Gay being suspended and Sabitzer being eliminated does make things easier from that perspective. So let's go now to my predictions first, because some people are interested in that somehow. So I've gone for 2-1 Germany against Spain, but I have to say, I have a feeling one of the games tonight could go to extra time and penalties, and Portugal-France looks the most likely from that perspective. I also think it's the most likely to be low scoring, so I have been deliberating a little bit. I might go for a 1-1 there, or a 0-0, maybe a 1-0 to France, so that's something I haven't set in stone. But I've put Musiala and Mbappe to score first. That might change. I've also gone for 1-1 between England and Switzerland, and I put Harry Kane to score first, so I think that will go to extra time and penalties at the moment. And I've gone for 2-0 to the Netherlands against Turkey, but Turkey have been looking good offensively. I think they could get a goal, so I might change that as well. These are some very difficult games to predict, especially in terms of the scoreline, but I think Germany, France, England and the Netherlands will go through. Let's see how many I get right. Ultimately, it's going to be very difficult to get all of them spot on. I put a few polls out on my channel, and one of them was, who would you rather sell? And 38% of you have gone for Cancelo. In second is Carvajal with 26%, then it's Pickford with 24%, and then Verbruggen is last with 12% of the vote. Remember, Pickford and Verbruggen clash. They play on Saturday, the 6th of July, tomorrow. So it's best to probably sell one of those goalkeepers for a Friday option just to give you that advantage and extra player in your 50-man squad. Another poll I put out a few days ago was, what is your plan for Matchday 5? And 66% of you have gone for free transfers. In second place is the wildcard with almost a quarter of the votes. And then the limitless, just 10% of you have used it. And to be fair, I think a lot of you would have activated it early in the tournament, just like I did. It wasn't great in Matchday 3, but it's out of the way. And now we can completely forget about it. But let's wait and see. These are the predicted lineups we're seeing, and this is for England tomorrow. So they could go to a back three, Pickford in goal, Konsa, Stones and Kyle Walker forming the back line, with Saka and Trent Alexander-Arnold as the wing-backs, Declan Rice and Mainu as the midfield pivot, with Foden and Bellingham operating as 10s just behind Harry Kane. I actually like the look of this team, to be quite honest with you, but of course, with England and Gareth Southgate, you always have questions, especially in terms of the playstyle. The second team I want to show you, or sets of teams, is for Spain versus Germany, but we'll find out very soon in just half an hour to 40 minutes time. So I'm not going to talk too much about, do you think this player is going to start for Spain or Germany, because we're going to find out literally in moments. So Unai Simon should start in goal, with Carvajal, Lenormand, Laporte and Cucurella as part of the back four. No real changes really for Spain, with Pedri, Rodri and Fabian Ruiz, Yamal, Morata and Nico Williams. For Germany, you've got Neuer, David Raum, Tah, Rudiger and Joshua Kimmich, Toni Kroos and Andrik. Wirtz is expected to come back into the starting 11, so that's one key change, with Musiala on the other side and Gundogan just behind Kai Havertz. So no Füllkrug in the starting 11, and Mittelstadt is expected to be on the bench. This is according to Kicker, and Bild also say the same thing, a reliable German newspaper. So once again, once the lineups are confirmed, I'll be showing you on screen and we can react to it live. But before we do all that, let's talk about our teams. And I'm going to go back to this screen in particular. And I've currently got Mbappe captain. It's between him and Musiala for me tonight. And it's ultimately about the free transfers I'm going to make. Two of them I'm quite set on, but the third one is very tricky. And depending on that third transfer, it might also change my second move in terms of who I bring in. My ideal midfield replacement for Sabitzer would be Xavi Simons for Matchday 5 only, and then the plan is the wild card in Matchday 6. So let's get back to your questions. So Bestie says Akanji, Stones, Koundé pick 2. I would go for Koundé and Stones, but they're all very good options, to be fair. With the form Spain, Germany are in, it's going to be a thriller for me. 4-3 for Spain. Yeah, the way they're attacking, you could see a high-scoring match, but Spain are quite solid defensively, to be fair. I'd love to see... Well, okay, calm down, so I'm going to finish. Let's calm down, let's calm down. Marlon redeemed himself last match day. Yes, he did. UEFA have absolutely unjustly screwed Turkey over with that ban. Yeah, I'm not sure what the context is behind that specific celebration, but... yeah, it's very strange for Bellingham not to get anything. He basically chooses when he gets the suspension. I don't know what the hell that is. A suspended sentence, but it is what it is. I've also gone Germany 2-1, but Spain to take the lead. They start bright. Yeah, that's a good shout, to be fair. Where is your booster, says Goldhead. I'm not using a chip right now. I might play the wild card, but the current plan is to save it for Matchday 6. No, Bellingham isn't suspended. He's got a suspended sentence. So, no, he's going to play in Matchday 5, which is a bit suspect based on what they did with Demiral. Spain and Germany will be a thriller for me. I say Spain will win 4-3, France lose 2-1, Switzerland win 3-1, and Netherlands win 5-1. Mate, if we get that many goals, I'll be happy, but I very much doubt it. Play the tournament in your opinion? Yeah, Musiala for me. I think I've said it in my videos recently too. Yeah, I think so. Foden or Kane? Definitely Kane for me. Would you consider Ndoye from Switzerland and Arda Güler from Turkey? I'll be honest, I wouldn't really consider Ndoye. If you want to go for a Switzerland asset, I think Abisha or Freuler in the midfield look quite good, and Akanji is my favourite overall. Arda Güler, certainly. I think if you were to go for a Turkish player, he's probably number 1, and Çalhanoğlu is second. Imagine getting a 20-point haul as a defender, then banned for 2 matches for a celebration. Abysmal from UEFA. No, I agree with you, and I'm not even Turkish or anything like that, but yeah, for me it's very strange, especially when you also have Bellingham making a celebration that's apparently unsportsmanlike, and then he doesn't get a ban. If anything, the sentence is suspended, so it's just very strange. Luis Arguello, sorry, says, Hola, tengo a Carvajal, Cucurella, Gay, Sabitzer y 2 transfers. ¿Dejarías a Gay para quitar algún español en defensa o quitarías a Gay y Sabitzer? Sí, yo quitaría a Gay y Sabitzer. Worth cutting Ronaldo for Gakpo? I think so, to be honest. Easier fixture for Gakpo on paper. Even if Turkey go through, I could see the Netherlands scoring goals, especially with Demiral being suspended, and Gakpo is having a great tournament. Yeah, look, I personally think Spain won't concede that many goals. I've gone 2-1 Germany, but it could easily be the other way around. And I just think Spain have a better defense than Germany, but in terms of attacks, I think Germany might be a bit more clinical. That's the way I see it. Want to make sure if we can use wildcard for the next match day after using Limitless today. Of course you can. The only reason you couldn't use a chip is if you've activated one already, or in match days 1 and 4, where you have unlimited transfers, but certainly you can. Thoughts on my wildcard team, says Elliot. Magnan, Verbruggen, Stones, Koundé, Pepe, Rudiger, De Vrij, Ruiz, Fernandes, Bellingham, Musiala, Simmons, Kane, Musiala, Gakpo. I like it a lot. The only issue, or the only problems I'd have going forwards is several players could be eliminated and you might struggle to get 15 out for match day 6, but I have to say every selection looks great. I like that the right pick, differential, ball recovery machine, and he's also cheaper than Ake, Van Dijk, Dumfries, etc. So I have to say I really like this team. Xavi, Simmons or Kante? I might go for Kante in the end purely for budget, but if budget was no issue, I'm going to go for Xavi Simmons in match day 5. Wirtz as a differential. He's still decent, but I'm not sure if he's a differential at this stage. I don't think his ownership is anywhere near as high as it used to be, but it's still over 20%, isn't it? I'll double check that now, actually. He could be a shout. He could be a shout. I think he'll start, and of course we'll find out in half an hour's time. But Musiala, for me, is the standout German attacker. So right now, we do have a few hundred people watching. Let's get this stream to over 200 likes. It'd be massively appreciated. And let's get closer towards 25,000 subscribers. Just going to have a quick look at how we're doing in that regard. But yeah, it would be great to get closer to that milestone. I think we're just 200 or so away. Yeah, just over 200 away. So let's keep on plugging away at the subscribe button. It's massively appreciated. Let's see. We can finally catch up, maybe. Okay. I have 3 Portugal, Bruno, Pepe, Costa, and 1 German. I want to make it 2-2. Suggestions? Right, I'm guessing you mean 2-2 for Spain, Germany, and Portugal, France. Okay. Well, that's maybe a bad assumption for me, because you could also mean 2 Portuguese and 2 German. So, yeah, ultimately, if I had to make a move, maybe Pepe to Rudiger, and I like Pepe a lot, but you've got Diogo Costa to cover the Portuguese defence already, so if you're not that sure about a clean sheet and you want to go to a German player, then Rudiger in for Pepe could be the one. But yeah, I have to say Pepe's so good for ball recoveries. He's someone you wouldn't want to sell, to be quite honest with you. And also Bruno Fernandes to Gundogan or Wirtz, I'm not really feeling it. So yeah, maybe Costa to Neuer if you've got no issues in terms of budget. But let me know, by the way, because if you meant 2 French and 2 Portuguese and stuff like that, then I can give you an updated answer. Also, De Vrij or Ake. De Vrij based on budget, I guess, but I do like Ake. Ruiz or Rodri for Sabitzer? Fabian Ruiz. Ahmed says, hi Dylan, I know it'll be long, but can you do a hypothetical run through to the semis and quarters using the wild card now in order to get the 11 players for the final? I'll be honest, I don't know if I have the brain capacity right now. I did have a late night watching Argentina, unfortunately, but I'll try my best. I'll try my best. Maybe later in the stream I can give you kind of that sort of thing, but yeah, I think it's very easy to build an 11 for match day 7, because remember, you have 4 transfers for the semi-finals and 5 transfers for the final. So I think it's quite easy to navigate that and have 11 players for match day 7 and as close as possible to 15 for the semi-finals. But if you don't have a wild card, then that's where things can be a bit tricky for match day 6. Germany mid without being Musiala, Gundogan still for me. As a Turk, I can tell you is not to do with the some are saying it's simply a patriot thing. I've heard that, and that's why I do find it strange, to be honest with you. But UEFA are a suspect organisation, what can we say? Koundé captain thoughts? I'm not against that. I'm really not. I think it could be a low-scoring game, and he's a great ball recoverer. So yeah, why not? Marcel says, I have Unai Simon, Verbruggen, Cucurella, Fio, Cancelo, Ake, Gay, Williams, Bruno, Bernardo, Gundogan, Baumgartner, Mbappe, Kane, Gakpo. I trade Gay and Baumgartner. Which player should I trade third? Yeah, I agree with that. Third player to trade. So goalkeepers I keep the same, to be honest. I don't think it's worth making a transfer. You've got 2 options on either day. Defensive line. Looks pretty good, to be fair. Maybe I think I'd sell a Portuguese midfielder or Gundogan. I really like Musiala and Xavi Simons, so I'd recommend one of those players in for either Bernardo or Gundogan. That's my recommendation, Marcel. Foden or Bellingham for this match day if England plays a back three? Good question. Foden might become a good Euro fantasy asset, but I still prefer Bellingham. I'm not sure if Schlotterbeck will play. I think it'll be Jonathan Tah, but we'll find out very soon. Sí, creo que ya respondí a tu pregunta, Luis, y yo dije que quitaría a Gay y Sabitzer. Even with Spain being the best team in the tournament, I still feel Musiala is the best captain today because of the home crowd. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think Spain have been the best as well. Best football. They're not conceding many chances. They're scoring a lot of goals. But yeah, I think Germany have the edge. Worth getting Cucurella out for -4 if he doesn't start. I think he will start, to be honest. So let's pretend or assume that he doesn't start. Would I take a -4 hit for him? I think so, yes. If you go to, let's say, a defender from England or Switzerland, if you're backing one of them to keep a clean sheet, and those ball recoverers like Akanji, John Stones, Konsa for this match day, I think I'd take a hit for that, yeah. But personally, I'm telling you right now, I think Cucurella is going to start. Who can be the best captain of these? Havertz, Rees, or Musiala? Musiala. Luca de Gabriel says, out of Cancelo, Bruno, and Bellingham, who would you sell to get Xavi Simons? And who would be your replacement for each player? I'm planning to bring in Stones for Gay as the first transfer. Yeah, my preference would be to sell Bruno, and I'd go to Xavi Simons. Bellingham for real grabbed his, and showed it to Slovakia fans, but Demiral showed a letter or something, for robbers. Yeah, look, I don't know the context behind both celebrations. Bellingham was saying it was towards his own bench. Who even knows at this point? His PR is quite strong. Who do you think are the best forward options for this match day? Gakpo, Kane, and Mbappe. Now, if I had to think of alternative picks, I still like Havertz and Yamal, but I think they're a step below the other three. Konsa, Koundé, and Xavi/Bellingham in. Thoughts? I'd rather go for Xavi Simons over Bellingham in match day 5. Who is the best Dutch defender to get? Budget no issue. It's close, I think. Denzel Dumfries is someone I've recommended in previous Euro tournaments, but I think De Vrij, Van Dijk, and Ake are all better right now. I'd probably go for De Vrij based on value, but of course you said budget is no issue. I think you can pick any single one of those. For ball recoveries, Van Dijk or De Vrij are the best options. Ake has a bit more attacking potential. From that perspective, I think Ake kind of gives you the best blend and chances of getting returns, but yeah, I'd personally be most likely to get De Vrij based on budget. We can't forget about own Goalinho, top scorer of the Euros. Yeah, hopefully we don't get any more own goals, but I'm not sure about that. Good luck to you as well, Arthur. Own goals this Euros, yeah. Pick 2 defenders and 1 midfielder you think would be the best pick. Xavi Simons in midfield and 2 defenders. I'd probably go for Nathan Ake and probably Koundé. Hello, I play Limitless because when semis, top players is more pricey, so little... Right, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I'd play the Limitless right now. I wouldn't recommend using the Limitless later in the competition. I've always said this. Should I put Rudiger? To cover Germany defensively, he is the best way of doing it, but I'm not so sure about Germany keeping Spain quiet and keeping a clean sheet. Best defender, captain tonight? Probably Jules Koundé. Freuler or better another player? From Switzerland, I think Freuler or Abischer are the best options, but I do prefer Xavi Simons. Dylan, ¿cómo celebraste la chilena de Jude? Jaja, cheers, brother. Y la verdad, yo no hincho por Inglaterra, pero en ese momento es uno de los únicos momentos que apoyé a Inglaterra, solamente para obtener puntos en Euro Fantasy. Pero sí, fue un golazo, y cuando alguien hace un golazo así, que no sea en contra de tu equipo, lo puedes festejar un poquito. I already have 2 French, 2 Spanish, 1 German, and 3 Portuguese. I want to balance all at 2 since I have no chips. Fair enough. Okay, thanks for making that clear. So basically, I would probably sell, Portuguese for a German. Yeah, I think basically what I said earlier, right? I think I said Bernardo Silva to Musiala. That would be my preference. Yeah, Rice is good for ball recoveries. I'm quite surprised that UCL Fantasy, he wasn't that good in that metric, but yeah, Declan Rice is good. I'd like that. What is your transfer plans, mate? I might as well show you on screen. So, Mark Gay and Sabitzer will obviously be sold. This will be the most likely set of transfers I'm going to make, which includes Kante in for Sabitzer, John Stones in for Mark Gay, as a like-for-like replacement and Pickford out for Maignan. But I have to say, I would ideally buy Xavi Simons in the midfield. So let's actually make this transfer here. But then I'm 0.8 million over the budget. So if I still keep Maignan as one of my transfers to get 15 playing players, then it would have to be a cheaper option at the back. But then the closest I can get is Konsa to cover England offensively. But I'm 0.3 million over the limit. And you might say, just go for Diego Costa in goal. Or in fact, don't sell Pickford and just pick one of him or Verbruggen to start. I could do that, but I have to say, just getting that goalkeeper transfer in, getting 15 players, it does seem like probably the optimal thing to do. Let's put it that way. It maximizes my chance of getting points, but I'm not that sure about it. So maybe what I'll do in the end is keep Pickford, just start Verbruggen in the end, go for John Stones to cover England defensively, and then I could do Cancelo to Koundé, for example, because I'm backing France to go through, or I could even go for a Kanji. So let me know what you think down the comment section below. But I do prefer Xavi Simons over Kante in Matchday 5, but Kante is one of those players who offers you a higher baseline score, similar to Declan Rice, because of ball recoveries. Rodri, Pedri, or Ruiz? Ruiz for me. He's by far the best Spanish midfielder alongside Nico Williams. Yeah. Trent is expected to start at right wing back, yes. Bruno versus Gundogan. Close, but I'd probably go for Gundogan. Simons, Bellingham, Ruiz, Koundé, De Vrij, Pepe, Rudiger. You know what, by the way, Ze Pedro is 50-50, that question you said. I'm going to go for Bruno. And as for this question, my favourite would be Simons for Matchday 5. And I would probably go for De Vrij as well. Still Ruiz for me, I think, Wei saying, but it's close. Because with Spain-Germany, it's such a tough game to call. But yeah, I'd probably go for Ruiz this match day. Who even owns Kimmich? Like, bro plays right back. He can still get assists and ball recoveries, but he's not as appealing being out of position in a negative sense. He's playing deeper than what he's classified as in the game. Simons and Van Dijk or Bellingham and De Vrij? Great question. I'd likely go for Simons and Van Dijk. So yeah, just to make it clear, Ze Pedro, I would go for Bruno Fernandes over Gundogan, but not by much. Does Mittelstadt make sense to take on the field? If you can sell him, I would do so, but of course, wait for the lineups first. If he is starting, then of course you keep him, but it looks like David Raum will start, according to all the reports. Best captain today? It's between Musiala and Mbappe, and I'm currently going for the Frenchman. Morata to Gakpo or Cancelo for Rudiger Koundé, considering I have a triple up in Portuguese defence, saving the wild card for Matchday 6. I'd still go to Gakpo, sorry. So Morata to Gakpo seems like the best transfer. Zaid says, hey Dylan, Costa, Gay, Sabitzer, Maignan, Van Dijk, Williams. Thoughts? Yeah, looks good to me, to be fair. I think Costa to Maignan, whilst I do think it's an upgrade, it's a very marginal one. The only reason I'm considering a goalkeeper transfer is because Pickford and Verbruggen play on the same day. So buying a Friday goalkeeper gives me the option to make substitutions and maximise my chances of getting a goalkeeper clean sheet. So I like the Gay Sabitzer moves to Van Dijk and Williams, but I'm just wondering if you could maybe use that third transfer elsewhere. And I wouldn't know that without knowing the rest of your squad. Thank you, bro. I have one question. John Stones or Walker? It's very close. Now, Walker is slightly more expensive, but he has been offering more ball recoveries in this tournament. I'd still go for John Stones, though. Matish says, Costa, Pickford, Ake, Cancelo, Cucurella, Carvajal, Mittelstadt, Gundogan, Fernandes, Williams, Musiala, Bellingham, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Gakpo. Free transfers, who should be changed? Gundogan or Fernandes to Simons? Probably Gundogan out to Simons. Even though Germany versus Spain is more likely to be high scoring, I'd still rather have Bruno Fernandes, but only just. Issues in the team: Morata, Gundogan, Sabitzer, Gay, Bruno, Mbappe. No Gakpo, no Van Dijk, no French defence. Who should I sell and buy? I know Mbappe has been underperforming, but I wouldn't class him or Bruno as issues in your team. They're still some of the best options in the game. You should focus on Sabitzer and Gay, of course, and the third transfer would be Morata to Gakpo. That would be my recommendation. So yeah, Morata to Gakpo. Buy Van Dijk for Gay if possible. Yeah, look, if you don't have a French defender, fair enough. I'm not sure if you have a Dutch defender in the first place. So if you've got Verbruggen in goal or Ake or someone like that in the defence, then maybe go for Koundé instead. And in the midfield, you could buy, I mean, I'm not sure who you have or don't have, but just to kind of make an assumption, a Musiala or Maybe a Nico Williams could be a nice replacement for Sabitzer, or better still, Xavi Simons actually would be my overall recommendation. Koundé or Stones for Gay? In isolation, I think Koundé is better, but based on the fixture, that's what makes it a bit tighter. I'd probably say Stones, but just about. Is Konsa nailed for this game week? That's a great question because I wouldn't call him nailed, but several predicted lineups have Konsa in the starting 11. I think he'll start personally, but I wouldn't call him nailed. Double Spain defense, that's a no-no. Yeah, it's not ideal to be honest, but I'd rather have this sort of setup than maybe go for the wild card right now and have a lot of eliminated players for matchday 6. Williams or Simmons? Simmons for matchday 5. Is game time a concern for Simmons? A little bit. He's not going to play the full 90 necessarily, but I think he'll get 60, 70 minutes. But yeah, that's a good point because he's not going to start every single game, or that's something we thought going into this tournament, but I think he's kind of nailed down the spot now. Is Mbappe a good option for captaincy on day 1? I believe so. He's my current captain. But you do have alternatives. It's a very difficult day to get the captaincy spot on. If you get a return today, I think you just stick with it. Raphael says, hey Dylan, if I hit my wildcard now, does it remove the -4 I have? Yes. The same goes for UCL Fantasy or FPL. That's always the case. Okay, I think, well, I keep saying we're going to catch up and yeah, the questions keep flooding in, which I appreciate. I'll try my best to get through every single question. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe for new. As I've said before, we're going to try and get this stream to over 200 likes, and we're also just around 200 subscribers away from 25k overall. Hey Dylan, I'll probably use the wildcard in matchday 6. There is a chance I use it now, but it's quite slim. Bob puts his team, what free transfers would you make? I'd sell Gay, he's suspended. I'd sell Sabitzer because he's obviously out of the competition. The third transfer is more difficult, but you don't need to change the goalkeepers, so that's a good thing for you. I would probably use that third transfer on your defenders, and I'd sell Carvajal. I like the balance you have in your defense by selling Carvajal. So my recommendation is Carvajal to a Dutch defender like Ake, Van Dijk or De Vrij, and also sell Sabitzer and Mark Guéhi. Would you do Morata to Gakpo for free? Yes, 100%. Will you keep a German, English, Spanish defender just for this match day? Yeah, I think so. I think having one of each is fine. If you were to choose a double up of any of those teams, it would be England because they have the easiest fixture, so to speak. But yeah, it's going to be difficult. I'd probably say yes. Join the Akanji owners train. Yeah, it's also nice coverage, right? Just in case Switzerland keep the clean sheet. And Akanji's very good for ball recoveries. Have to sell one of Bruno or Pepe to get either German mid or defenders. Already have Musiala. I wouldn't recommend a second German mid necessarily. I know it could be a high-scoring game, but yeah, to be fair, I wouldn't sell Pepe either. I'd sell Bruno, but not necessarily for a German midfielder. If you still wanted to get one, my recommendation would be Ilkay Gundogan. By the way, Tiggy Taylor, a massive shout out to you. What a legend. He gifted 5 memberships to those watching. So thank you very much to Tiggy Taylor and also Amit, Maruri, Wei Seng, I think also got it. So yeah, we've got a few new channel members here. Soldier Boy, Tiggy Taylor himself. That's great. That's well deserved. So thank you very much, Tiggy Taylor, for gifting the 5 channel memberships. It's massively appreciated. And very soon, I think within the next week or so, maybe in 2 weeks' time, the next time I do a deadline stream, basically, I'm going to be able to offer another 10 memberships per month. So keep your eye out for that. All you need to do is be, on the live stream and be active in the live chat. Aaron says, use wildcard or limitless this game week. Nico Williams or Xavi Simons? Great questions. Thank you very much for the super chat, Aaron. I would go for the limitless this week. So limitless match day 5, wildcard match day 6. And as for your other question, it is risky, but I would go for Xavi Simons. Thank you very much for the question. Or questions, should I say. So yeah, massive shout out once again to Tiggy Taylor. Rigged membership. Well, look, I know people will sometimes say this, but it's literally YouTube deciding. So someone clicks a button when they gift memberships or when I gift them myself, and YouTube decides. So yeah, I don't like these rigged shouts. I'm seeing them all over football, and sometimes it's nothing to do with it. Recommend a super differential midfielder to boost your rank who could give good points. Maybe a Switzerland mid. I was literally thinking of one. Abischer or Freuler could be quite decent, but let me have a look. I think I could pick out another name who has a high ceiling as well. So just give me a second. Great question. Let's see if I can do the job. So let's get a midfielder with low ownership. Okay, I'll go for 10% and below. I do like Ardagula and Kalanoglu, to be fair. But my recommendation, apart from the Swiss midfielders I just mentioned, would be... Close one. I think Shaqiri, if he gets a start, could be a great option, but very unlikely that he will. Yeah, I think you're right. In terms of 10% or below, I think that's pretty much what we're looking at. Maybe Paulinho or Declan Rice, if I'm not mistaken. I think Rice has low ownership. Where's his ownership? Declan Rice has 4% ownership. They're kind of ball recoveries. They don't have a high ceiling, but that's pretty much what I'd look towards, really. So yeah, you're on the right lines. I think Abisha or Freuler are very decent. I could see Paulinho making a lot of ball recoveries against France if he starts, and I think he will, to be fair. He played the full 120 minutes against Slovenia. Yeah, I'll have another look, probably. I think there might be a midfielder I'm missing out on. Musiala or Mbappe for captain? Yeah, I've gone for Mbappe right now, but early in the week I was on Musiala like yourself, and yeah, that game is more likely to be high scoring. But I also think Mbappe is more likely to be involved in anything France do compared to Musiala, because Germany do share the goals around between Gundogan, Havertz, Füllkrug when he comes on, Florian Wirtz, and Musiala himself. But I think you make a good point, and also midfielders have done very well in this tournament as opposed to forwards, generally speaking. If I use my transfers and then can I use the Limitless? So basically, once you use the Limitless chip, it wipes out any transfers you make, so they won't go through for the next set of fixtures. So yeah, that's not going to work. Welcome, Greg Williams. Buenos dias, Dylan. Would you use third transfer on Donnarumma to get 15 on, or use it on a more attacking player? Great stream as always. Thank you very much. It depends on who the attacking player would be and who you're selling in the midfield or attack. But without knowing the context, I'd probably go for the goalkeeper transfer. Fabian Ruiz or Kante? That's a great question. So generally speaking, I'd go for Fabian Ruiz, but this will be a closer one. I'll probably stick with Fabian Ruiz, but not by much. Would you cut Morata or Ronaldo to get Gakpo in? Another good question. I'd probably sell Ronaldo because it gives you more funds, and Morata's still getting a lot of chances, and Spain are playing some great stuff. De Pedro says, hey, De Vrij, Cucurella, Carvajal, Stones, Koundé with Costa and Verbruggen. Opinion? Very solid. Dutch double up defensively. You've got two Spanish defenders, which isn't great. I'm also in the same predicament. But overall, it's a good defensive line, and there aren't many problems with it. The only issue I could really point out is the double up in Spain defensively. Rodri or Ruiz? Ruiz. Martin Iglesias says, Musiala, Nico Williams or Mbappe as captain. It's definitely between Mbappe and Musiala for me. I'm currently going for Mbappe, but I can't guarantee I will stick with that decision. Your top differentials, Dylan? Abisha and Freuler in the midfield will be up there. Declan Rice as well. In the defence, I like Akanji. I'm fairly sure he's low owned. Actually, he's 11%. I'll try to go for a better one. De Vrij, I think, would be a great option for the Dutch defence. 3% ownership, ball recovery potential. Yeah, I'd probably say De Vrij in the defence. Up front, more difficult to get a differential at this stage of the competition. So let's see if I can pick out one differential forward. It would probably be Memphis Depay, but he's had a very poor tournament so far. But Memphis Depay would stand out, I think, amongst differential low-owned forwards. Maybe Daniel Malen, to be fair, would be another one. So yeah, one of those two. Here we go, says Weiseng. Good to see you. UEFA are corrupt. I'm surprised they didn't appoint an English ref for an England game. Well, it's against the rules. That would be very obvious. I remember the other day, I think Venezuela were playing Mexico. Or actually, no, Venezuela were playing against Jamaica, and they had Mexico in the same group. And some people thought they had a Mexican ref, but in the end, it was Italian. So not sure if the geography scores were off point with the flags, but yeah, they can't do that. Using my Limitless wildcard next game week. Yeah, absolutely spot on. I'd do the same thing if I were you. Simmons and Kane, or Depay and Bellingham. I would go for Simmons and Kane. Also, Theo Hernandez or De Vrij. I'd go for De Vrij. Yeah, Abdullah, I think you've asked this question a few times, mate. I would go for Fabian Ruiz, but take your pick. Also, Ze Pedro, I have answered that question. Let's go for some new ones. Yeah, lineup is out for Germany. Yeah, let me just check if the Spain lineup is out as well. And if so, I will be going through it right now. Apologies for that. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, that's why. All right, so let's see if I can get the German and Spanish lineups. Yeah, I think they're both out. So let's go through them. Okay, just give me a second. I'm gonna try not to be copyrighted by UEFA. That'd be great. So let's see. Just gonna pause this video. There you go. Okay, so for Spain, they've got Unai Simon in goal, Carvajal, Lenormand, Morata, Fabian Ruiz, Laporte, Rodri, Nico Williams, Yamal, Pedri, and Cucurella. No changes whatsoever for the Spanish national team. As for Germany, so also no changes. In fact, the only change really... Actually, no. Okay, no. Dylan, shut up. There's two changes. Emre Can comes in, and David Raum, of course, retains his spot from Mittelstadt, but Jonathan Tah is now back. Schlotterbeck drops to the bench. Remember, Jonathan Tah was suspended for the round of 16, but Neuer's in goal. Rudiger, David Raum, Jonathan Tah, Joshua Kimmich, Havertz, Toni Kroos, Musiala, Leroy Sané, Gundogan, and Emre Can. Florian Wirtz is on the bench. Sell him if possible. He might make an impact off the bench, but his ceiling will be much lower. So, yeah, two changes for Germany, none for Spain. Some great lineups. It should be a cracking game. This is the match I'm really looking forward to, and this could ultimately define the tournament. I think whoever wins this particular game will end up being the favourite to win the entire competition. Spain are playing the best football. I'd say Germany are the most clinical going forwards, but yeah, it should be a great game. Hopefully we get excitement, a lot of goals and drama. So I'll leave this lineup out for a little bit longer, but I have to say, yeah, quite surprised with Germany and what they've gone for. So we can now see their formations. For Spain, it will be a 4-3-3. It does say 4-2-3-1 here. And for Germany, they will definitely be going for a 4-2-3-1. So interesting stuff there from De La Fuente and Julian Nagelsmann. So we can close that. So very quickly, we still have over an hour left until the deadline. I'm going to give a big shout out to the new channel members and patrons. In fact, I'll be giving a shout out to every single one of you. So buckle your seatbelts. It's a long list. Thank you to those that have signed up for early access to my videos, amongst many other perks like priority reply to comments in live streams and videos. So let's start off with the YouTube channel members. And thank you very much to Tiggy Taylor for gifting 5 memberships today. Massively appreciate. And all the super chats like Aaron for contributing greatly towards the chat. So, would be great if my laptop didn't freeze so much, but yeah, maybe it's approaching the end of its days. So, let's see. Just give me a second and we'll get this show on the road. Be sure to let me know at any point, by the way, if there are any problems with the stream. There shouldn't be, but it would be greatly appreciated. So, a massive shout out to Mahuri, Amit, Weiseng, Tiggy Taylor, Soldier Boy, Leandro Amoroso, Nagib, Rishi Aneja, Twisted Parky, Adnan, Alexander Alava, Gary, Callum Jr., Southampton is finished, Punjabi, Let's Talk Vinyl, Arthur Nice, Miguel Costa, Tommy Raw, Hugo, Birkan, Kenny Silvera, Ventislav, Nathama, Exotic Log, Daniel Minassians, Gabriel R, Unruly DMV, Mauro Rodriguez, Aman, Jazabi, Lavonier, Joao Cabral, Simon Spears, Ulysses, Kat, Bestie, That Air, George Popescu, Alex Leadham, Gabriel Fernandez, and John Granquist, who has been a member now for over 2 years. A massive shout out to every single one of you. Some of you are also, long-standing members for over a year or so, especially Keith onwards, all the people I mentioned there, Keith, Bestie, That Air, George Popescu, Alex Leadham, Gabriel, and John. All of you have been members for a very long time, so thank you very much for your support. And also to the patrons, Matt Steen, Liam McKenzie, Mikalaj, Nagib Reza, once again, thank you very much. Tom, Bahamut, J-Lo, Nikhil Patel, Alex Orlov, Luis Alexander Perella, Rodrigo Urias, and Federico Caliso. Massive shout out to every single one of you. Your contributions are greatly appreciated towards the channel. It's the least I can really say, so thank you very much for all your support. Let's keep smashing the like button, subscribe for new, and getting closer towards 25k. I'm going to go back to my team and try to finalize my transfers. So I haven't made any moves yet. I've still got the wild card in my back pocket. The plan is to save it for match day 6. So if we now go actually to the transfer section, this is what I'm looking to do. I showed you earlier the England potential lineup tomorrow, which includes a back three of Stones, Walker, and Ezri Konsa. But yeah, I have to say, this looks pretty decent. Akanji, Konsa, and Simmons. I could even go for Stones at this point. I don't even need to go for Ezri Konsa. Also Kyle Walker. But yeah, let me know down the comment section below which transfers you prefer. I'll probably put a poll out in the live chat very soon because the third transfer is what ultimately determines everything, and whether I can buy Xavi Simons or not, and whether I get 2 defenders as opposed to just the one to replace Mark Gahey, who is suspended for matchday 5. But before I do that, let's get back into your questions for a little bit, and then I'll put the poll out and finalise my team. That's the plan anyway. I would sell Schlotterbeck, Mohamed. I really would. Thank you for the super chat. Let me just try and get to it. Yeah, thank you, Haribo. No worries. Thank you very much for tuning in and for the generous super chat. I am bullish on Switzerland and want to get a mid in as a Sabitzer replacement. Advice? Abisher or Freuler? Those are the 2 that I've been recommending throughout the stream. Shaqiri is the most exciting one, but he's definitely the least nailed of any of those options. Granit Xhaka is good for ball recoveries from time to time, but mainly for Player of the Match awards. I would stick to one of these players, and I have to say, I'd probably go for Freuler. I think he's been quite consistent with his returns, and I think he could get another goal or assist in this game. But they're both good options. Maybe Abisher has more creativity, and he's probably the more advanced player, so to speak. But Freuler's been so consistent with those returns that I'd probably go for him over Abisher. But that's such a tight call. I hope I don't lead you to the wrong direction. Ultimately, back your gut. If you're feeling Abisher, go for him. He's got a high ceiling, as he showed in the group stages. They're both decent options. I'd probably go for Freuler, though. Let's wait and see if I stick with that answer, because I'm 50-50 on it, to be quite honest with you. Will Bellingham play versus Switzerland? Yes. The sentence, the suspension that he has been suspended, so he will definitely play in matchday 5. It's Demiral for Turkey who is suspended for the quarterfinals and also the semi-finals should Turkey go through. Sane is selfish, Vert should start. Yeah, but Nagelsmann has worked with Sane before and he got the best out of him at Bayern Munich. But yeah, I think Vert should start as well. But Sane gives them a different sort of play style. Very direct, very rapid on his day. But yeah, I'm quite surprised. I thought Wirtz would start and Sane comes on as an impact substitute, but there you go. Nico Williams or Bellingham? I'd go for Bellingham in matchday 5. I'm still not sure whether to or not to use the wild card. I understand why, Ahmed. I think for most people, it's best to use free transfers and save the wild card for matchday 6 because you're going to really struggle to get 15 players in your squad for the semi-finals if you wild card now and have a lot of eliminated players going into the next round. Is it worth wildcarding if you have Gay, Sabitzer, Ronaldo, and 2 Spanish defenders? I see what you're saying. It's a good question, but I don't think that's necessarily enough to wildcard. I think you'll be in bigger problems in the semi-finals should you wildcard now, because you could easily have 5+ eliminated players. Depending on how you set your team up, you might need some luck, and also you've got to back your gut feeling and see who you think is going to go through, but I think I'd probably save it. Captains or capitanes. For Friday, for today, I'm looking at Mbappe or Musiala, and I think I might switch to Musiala, but let's wait and see. As for Saturday, I'm quite set on Cody Gakpo, with the likes of Harry Kane being the backup. Dylan, is there a case for Raum over Rudiger? There is a case, definitely. Good point. But Rudiger for ball recoveries just makes a lot of sense. He also has more goal threat than Raum, in my opinion, because of the set pieces. But David Raum has the assist threat, which he has shown already in this tournament. But I would go for Rudiger. Foden or Bruno? Foden could really thrive in this attacking midfield role, should England go for that 3-4-2-1 formation with 2 attacking midfielders behind Harry Kane. But I think I'd go for Bruno still. Del Morata or Ronaldo? Probably Ronaldo. Nico Williams or Ruiz? I prefer Ruiz in general, but Nico Williams is exciting to watch. He gets further up the pitch. He's so advanced. With Ruiz, he's an all-action midfielder. But I think he's got the ball recoveries in his pocket as well. He can get you 4 points at least. That's why I prefer him. Best Switzerland mid? I said Freuler earlier. It's between him and Abisher, as rightly posed by Haribo. Yeah, Abisher or Freuler would be the ones for me. The more I think about it, the more conflicted I am. But it's definitely one of those 2. Hey Dylan, why not Vargas from Switzerland? Yeah, he had a great performance against Italy, but before that, it was blank after blank, and I'm not sure if he's the most consistent of players. I think Freuler offers you a bit more certainty of consistency, in my opinion. And I think Abisha has been better in this tournament overall. 17 Space says, hey man, who are your best picks for Matchday 2, or I'm guessing Matchday 5 midfielders? Using wildcard in semis, I'm doubting between Güler, Çalhanoğlu, Abisha and Simmons. I'd personally go for Xavi Simons, but they're all good choices. Arda Güler, exciting young talent. Abisha's having a good tournament, and Çalhanoğlu, one of the best midfielders in world football, but I'd go for Xavi Simons. I recommended Depay as a differential forward earlier, but I still prefer Gakpo. If you can go to him, I'd highly recommend Cody Gakpo. And who would I sell? Probably Ronaldo, but it's quite a close call. Bellingham, the lucky man, baby, got away without being suspended. Jesus, man's taking shots at everyone. Yeah, I agree, Rehan. If possible, don't take hits, but I think there'll be the odd person who does it. I was having connection issues in Matchday 3, so the app didn't register. I wanted to use wildcard, did 12 transfers for a -40. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. I've heard stories like that before, and it happens to all of us. Something like that where we take accidental hits. I've never had that to that degree, but I do feel for you. Hopefully you can still enjoy the rest of the tournament and end very strongly. En este momento, Joseca, no voy a usar el comodín. Lo voy a salvar para los semifinales en la jornada 6. Raum won a penalty against Denmark. Yeah, he also got the assist against Switzerland in Matchday 3, but I still prefer Rudiger, to be quite honest with you. I'd use the Limitless, Diego, and wildcard in Matchday 6. Yeah, better, I would go for Fabian Ruiz. Joao Cardoso says Nico Williams or Ruiz. I'd go for Ruiz personally, but they're both good options. Debraj, sorry, I'm too used to the Vrij pronunciation. I have Stones and Koundé and Van Dijk and Pepe. For the fifth option, who should I go for? De Vrij, Rudiger, Carvajal, Cucurella, Theo, or Cancelo? I'd probably go for De Vrij. I think so. Trent, Koundé, Xavi Simons, would you change anything? I think they'll all start, so that's fine, to be fair. They're all good options. I do prefer John Stones over Trent for security of starts and minutes and ball recoveries, but Trent will have more attacking potential, especially as a right wing back, should England play that back three. I wouldn't take a -4 here, Tomas. I wouldn't do that. It's close, to be fair, because Gay obviously is missing this match day, and if you take a -4 hit to go to De Vrij or some of a clean sheet potential, ball recoveries, you could easily make that up, but you could also get those points from elsewhere, a midfielder, forward, or a defender. It's a close one, but yeah, if you were to take a -4 here, I'd recommend a Dutch defender. Yeah, I can see why I'm very much confused about which Dutch defender to get. Van Dijk really got close to scoring a goal. De Vrij is low owned, which is good for ranks. Ake is more attacking. Yeah, and also De Vrij and Van Dijk are good for ball recoveries. I think I'd probably go for De Vrij based on the ownership, the ball recoveries. I think he appeals to me a lot, but when you're also combining assist threat and the ball recoveries, I think Ake provides the best balance overall. So it's a tough one. But I think Van Dijk would be probably at the lowest, even though he's got the biggest goal threat of the three. So very close one. I'm also in the same boat as you. I would probably go for De Vrij. Also save Ronaldo from tons of trolling by Messi fanboys. Well, yeah, you could say the same thing about Emi Martinez yesterday or today. Ruiz captain instead of Musiala. I wouldn't captain him over Musiala, personally. Mahuri says, pick two midfielders. I should go with Gundogan, Bruno, Xavi Simons, and Freuler. Xavi Simons, and I'd go for Freuler, actually, from those two, yeah. Thank you, Anad. But yeah, I have to say, look, let's actually make some things clear, because some things I'm kind of conflicted about, and you'll probably see my final thoughts based on my transfers I'm going to make. I'm going to put a poll out now, actually, and see if I can lock in my team within the next few minutes, because I want to focus completely on your questions instead of, you know, kind of deciding what I'm going to do. That's not what I want to have for the rest of the stream. So, interesting. Okay, let's put this poll out. So, which transfers do you prefer? So I'm just going to put the names of the players I'm going to bring in because we have a limit in terms of characters. So, let's bring in, let's say, Manyan. Stones and Kante, and the other one would be Oh yeah, and I'll put 15 players. It does provide context. And then the other one would be Stones. Let's put a Kanji or maybe De Vrij. I'd say, yeah, Dutch defender. We'll put Ake for now. Ake and Xavi Simons. 14 players. All right, I'm going to put this out. We are getting some repeat questions, by the way, and thank you to the moderators who've been sorting out the chat. It is massively appreciated. Oh, wow, I'm actually over the limit for both of them. Stones, Ake, and Xavi Simons. We'll just put Simons, yeah. And for this one, Stones and Kante. So that should work. All right, so I'm just going to put this poll out and see what's happening. Yeah, Bellingham isn't suspended. Demiral is suspended based on the celebration, but not Jude Bellingham. So he's not a problem for Matchday 5. Half a Gay or Gundogan for Bruno? Half a Gay. Extra player. I'd probably go for that. So, wow, a lot of you are going for the 14 players option with Stones, Ake, and Simons. Fair enough. I think that's not a bad idea. Ultimately, picking one of Verbruggen or Pickford will be very difficult, but it might be the right call. If you're on a wildcard, what would it be? I cover this in the best wildcard team video and my team selection, where I provide an updated wildcard draft. There will be people playing the wildcard now, so I think it's fair to show you again, you know, especially if you haven't seen that video. So just give me a second. I'm going to bring up the transfer screen and build a squad right now as we speak. Now, there are some 50-50 calls. For example, which Dutch defender do you go for? Who knows at this point? They're all good in their own right. Take your pick. But I think Dumfries will be at the lowest of the lot, despite having the biggest attacking potential, so to speak. But I would go for Maignan in goal with a Verbruggen. I would also go for... You know what? I think this is... I'm also thinking about something now for my team. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do... Let's see. So let's put Ake, for example, right now. Let's see if I stick with that. Maybe De Vrij will be the one. So Ake and Koundé, because I want to cover the French defence as well. And then I could start Pickford tomorrow to cover the England defence and also have Nathan Ake. Now, having a double or triple up can work for you defensively because you go all in on the clean sheet and it works out. So this could end up being my final set of transfers where I buy Xavi Simons and I also buy Koundé and a Dutch defender. This could also work out pretty well. I still have a double up in Spain defensively. To be fair, actually, now that I think about it, let's actually change that. So it does seem like I'm all over the place. Apologies for that. Let's get this guy on the road. So Cancelo, let's keep him. Let's sell Carvajal. And let's put Koundé. And that gives me no other option than to go for De Vrij. I'd rather double up on Portugal defensively than go for the double up in Spain defensively, which could be a mistake. Who knows at this point? But this could actually work out pretty well, I have to say. I do like these transfers. I haven't really thought about these specific moves before. But let's go back to the wildcard team. So yeah, obviously you can see the question on screen. It answers what I'm doing right now, building a wildcard squad. So Maignan and Verbruggen would be my picks. In the defensive line, I'd keep Pepe. And I'd go for a lot of changes here. So I would probably go for Stones, De Vrij. Maybe you could go for a third, but I think with Verbruggen already in goal, that's not necessary. I'd go for a Kanji and Jules Koundé. Now, there's no Spanish, no German defensive coverage, and they will provide good options going forwards. So maybe I'll reconsider that, actually. Close one. It's a very difficult decision, I think, but I think I'm going to go for Kanji out. That seems a bit harsh. Go for Kanji, De Vrij, Koundé. I'll leave it as this for now, but I'm not expecting a Spain or German clean sheet. I think both teams will score. I'll keep Fabian Ruiz, I believe, Bellingham, Musiala, and now I'm going to put Xavi Simons. And the fifth and final midfielder is quite an interesting one. I think Switzerland have some decent options, but I think I'm going to go... Nico Williams is crossing my mind right now. I'm going to go for Nico Williams for the time being. for the time being. We'll wait and see if that sticks. And the front three speaks for itself. Mbappe, Gakpo and Kane. 2.2 million left in the bank. Let me know what you would change with this updated wildcard team. But that's pretty close to what I'd go for on the wildcard. I don't see as a massive improvement to my own team, which could end up looking like this, which is why I'm looking to save the wildcard for the semi-final. So I'll leave the wildcard team up for a little while longer. So, hay un rumor de que van a suspender a Bellingham. Creo que ya salió la respuesta de UEFA y parece que no va a estar suspendido. Y sí, como dijeron que está suspendido el ban, así que no va a jugar en contra, I don't even remember the names now of the countries, en contra Suiza, así que sí, para mí va a jugar. Captaincy says Gonsi. I've currently got Mbappe for today, and the plan is to go for Gakpo tomorrow, but I might go for Musiala in the end, I'm not going to lie. That's one change I might make to my quad. So, yeah. And that's another pot I'm going to put out very soon, so don't worry about it. All your questions will be covered. Pickford and a Dutch defender over Bruggen and Trent on Limitless. Probably Pickford and a Dutch defender. I'm not sure if Frimpong starts, to be honest. Lucas says, I agree that works. Well, thank you very much. Well, I forgot how subs work. So during the match day, I can substitute a player in, but we'll get rid of the points of the player that was already in. Exactly. And you can't make subs within the same day. So, for example, if after the Spain versus Germany game, let's say Pepe blanks. Sorry. After the Spain-Germany game, let's say Carvalho blanks and you want to sub him out. Then you can bring on, like, let's say Pepe. You can't do that because they play on the same day. They have to play on different days within the match day. So, yeah. You pretty much got the gist of it, and that should be all clear. English or Spanish? Well, my English is certainly better. But, yeah, I can speak both. I can speak both to some level. Dylan, who is more essential, Simmons or Jude? I don't think either are essential. Bellingham is better going forwards, should England and Netherlands progress. But for Matchday 5 only, I prefer Xavi Simmons. So if you're wildcarding in Matchday 6, I'd 100% go for Xavi Simmons and take the risk. Yeah, the Pi is a good differential, but he's having a poor tournament. I think Gakpo is the Dutch attacker to go for. I do wonder at this stage about taking a punt. Most teams have a core 15-20 players used. Yeah, I mean, there's always debates about this, right? And sometimes people will say you're being too conservative and, you know, you're not taking enough risks. So, yeah, I can see what you're saying. I've already used the Limitless in Matchday 3. I've got the wild card in my back pocket. I'll probably use it in Matchday 6. Bellingham or Freuler? Bellingham. Koundé or Stones? Probably Koundé. Saliba or Koundé? I'd go for Koundé. That is a... I'm not sure about that one, mate. I wouldn't take a hit to go for Tar. If it was De Vrij, Ake or Van Dijk, maybe. But I'm not sure about Tar. Good for ball recoveries, but I think Spain score. Yeah, I think Trent is fine. I just prefer Stones and Walker. My defense is Van Dijk, Pepe, Koundé, Pickford. Is it good? Yes. Simon or Costa out, and for who? I'd rather sell Unai Simon, even though Spain arguably have the better defense. Worth to get rid of Bruno to afford Foden and Simmons? I wouldn't necessarily go for Foden. He might thrive in this new attacking midfield role, but I'd probably keep Bruno Fernandes and just go for Simmons. Yeah, I said that in Spanish, but couldn't find the right words, I'd say, to say that. Oh, Jesus. ¿Por qué De Vrij en vez de Ake? Bueno, en esta situación no tengo el dinero para obtener a Ake y De Vrij es mejor para recuperar el balón y también tiene menos ownership, menos técnicos en Eurofantasy tiene a De Vrij y por eso también es una diferencial que es bastante bueno. Así que sí, en este momento voy por De Vrij, pero eso puedo cambiar en cualquier momento. También está Van Dijk, Denzel Dumfries, pero De Vrij o Ake son los más probables en estar en mi equipo al final. I'm going to go now back to my transfer section, so give me a second. So yeah, Xavi Simmons, De Vrij and Koundé. Shall I go for these transfers and keep Joao Cancelo and sell Carvajal instead? I will have this sort of matchup here. I can't go for Nathan Ake if I decide to keep Joao Cancelo instead of Carvajal, so let's wait and see. Koundé, Saliba, Upamecano. Koundé. I think they're all good options, but I'd go for Koundé. Simon or Neuer? Probably Neuer, based on my prediction. Now, I think Spain are better defensively, and they're arguably a better team, but I'd probably go that way. Now, we have almost 1,000 people watching. I appreciate the support, but let's get these likes up and try to get to over 300. That would be the aim. And if possible, I mean, it would be absolutely amazing if we could do it today on Friday, the 5th of July. Let's try to get to 25,000 subscribers. And yeah, we've already got like 100 subscribers in this very stream. Let's get to 25k by the end of today if possible. It would be massively appreciated. And I have answered a lot of questions already. And yeah, I'm going to be locking in my final team very soon. But yeah, what you can see on screen are my current transfer plans. So it would be Sabitzer, Mark Gay, and Carvajal out for Koundé, De Vrij, and Xavi Simons. I really like the look of this team. Of course, you can't cover everybody. Ilkay Gundogan and Nico Williams offer good options for today. You've also got Abisha or Freuler from tomorrow, maybe even a Foden or Saka, Declan Rice for ball recoveries, N'Golo Kante, and then you've got Nathan Ake, Van Dijk, Akanji. But I have to say I'm very happy with this setup as well. So let's see, actually, I'm going to end this poll now. You have made your feelings very clear. Ake, Stones, and Simmons was your preference. Let's see if I can copy that. I'm not sure if I can, just to make the poll easier. So after this poll, I'll probably put a captaincy one for today. And I think that's it, because I put the chip usage one on my channel already. Be sure to vote and let your feelings be known. This is the only vote that matters, not like the general election from yesterday. So these will likely be my final transfers. Yeah, no German defense at the moment. That's not the plan. I think Spain will score. I want to avoid any defenders really as possible. So that's why I'm selling Carvajal with these provisional transfers. No, okay, I have to do it again then. So my transfers. All right, so Stones, Walker. No, Stones, Walker. Stones, Ake, Simmons. And I'm going to go for Koundé, De Vrij, and Simmons. So really it comes down to De Vrij or Ake and Koundé versus Stones. Not really a big difference, but yeah, those will likely be my final transfers. Keep plugging away at the likes and subscribes. Check out the links in the description below for my Patreon and the championships. Thank you to those that have signed up. Massively appreciated. Thank you to Tiggy for gifting the 5 memberships. And also, there is the Euro Fantasy League. There is an auto-join link in the description below. And check out my Spotify. You can listen to all my videos and live streams in podcast format. But let's get back into your questions. And very soon, I'll put a captaincy poll too. I back Germany to win, but I have Spain assets. This is tough. Yeah, I'm in the same predicament as well. I think the midfielders and forwards look very appealing from both teams, but with defenders, only Cucurella and Rudiger appeal to me because of ball recoveries. That's it. Let's see if I can get to some of the questions I missed out on. Can we use a chip in the final match day? You can, but I keep saying that I wouldn't recommend it because you only need 11 players for the final. You can't make substitutions or change the captaincy in match day 7, so the wildcard or limitless are far more effective in the earlier stages of the competition. Carvajal out for Koundé. What if France get knocked out? I've got the wild card. So it's all about covering different teams. I've got no French defensive coverage, and Koundé is better for ball recoveries than Carvajal. I also think France versus Portugal will be a lower scoring game than Spain versus Germany. So I could also go for Akanji instead of Koundé, to be fair. But yeah, I think Koundé is a great option. Feremi says, haven't used free transfers. Have wildcards so many issues? So Gay to Konsa, Koundé, De Vrij, Pickford to Maignan, and one of those midfielders to Freuler, Bellingham, Simmons. I don't know why Musiala is in your thinking to sell. I honestly think that's a mistake. I can understand to a degree selling Bruno or Gundogan, but Musiala, with the tournament he's having, I think that's a big, big error. But yeah, overall, with those transfers, you're pretty fine. Sell Sabitzer, he's eliminated. At least Bruno, Gundogan, and Musiala will play. I think you could easily avoid the wild card. So yeah, Sabitzer to Simmons would be my recommendation. Gay to Konsa. I'd probably go for De Vrij from those 3 options. And Pickford to Maignan. You're sorted. Ignacio says, ¿Qué tal, Dylan, crack? Las reglas pone que para el siguiente matchday hay 5 cambios, pero también he oído que son 4. ¿Puedes confirmar? Abrazo, mate. Así que, mira, en esta jornada son 3 transferencias. Para las semifinales son 4. Y para la final tienes 5 transferencias. Así que ahí está la confirmación. Decime lo que pensá. Muchas gracias, Ignacio, como siempre. Using wildcard this match day, thoughts on Rudiger over Akanji? Well, I'm not that confident of a Switzerland or German clean sheet, but they're both good for ball recovery, so there's not much in it. But I have to say, I'd probably go for Akanji. I'd just about edge towards him for matchday 5 only. Okay, yeah, thank you. I'm not sure why, but thank you, Petros, for letting me know. Ake or De Vrij? I'm going for De Vrij right now, based on budget. I can't afford Ake with my current transfer plans. I think Ake offers you the combination of assists and goals with the ball recoveries, whilst De Vrij just gives you the ball recoveries and that's it, really. So it's close. I like the differential aspect of De Vrij, but I'm going to stick with one answer. It's very close. I'd probably favour Nathan Ake a little bit. I also think he's a quality player, but I'm literally 50-50 on it. Simmons or Gundogan? Xavi Simmons for me. Yeah, I'd go for Xavi Simmons. Sorry, guys, I pressed 1 for Spanish. My bad. No worries. Not sure if you have another question above. Gakpo and Carvajal or Ronaldo and De Vrij? Gakpo and Carvajal for me. James Warner says the team I was considering is Ronaldo, Mbappe, Gakpo, Gundogan, Bellingham, Williams, Musiala, Simmons, Van Dijk, Walker, Cucurella, Koundé, Ake, Pickford, Costa. It's a great team. I know Ronaldo's a legendary player, but I'm not so sure about him in particular. I'd rather have Harry Kane, but then again, Harry Kane himself hasn't been firing on all cylinders in this tournament. But it's a great squad overall. I like it. But I have to say, yeah, Ronaldo's my only concern. If you've got another transfer, I would consider using it. Mohammed says, I've got no chips left. What do you suggest to do? -4 because I've got Baumgartner, Pence and Gay as the out players. So I have to get on more transfers or just play it safe and get Vargas, Rodriguez and Verbruggen. Well, if you make those 3 transfers by selling Baumgartner, Pence and Gay, you can do that for free. You don't need to take a -4 hit. So I just focus on the free transfers and yeah, just use every single free transfer as carefully as possible for the remainder of this tournament. You get 4 for the semi-finals and 5 for the Euros final. Not sure Gundogan is on pens. Yeah, no, he's not on pens. It looks like it. I mean, he's been on the pitch twice and Havertz has taken both of them. Bernardo Silva out for Simmons or Morata out for Gakpo? Morata out for Gakpo. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you for letting me know, by the way. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened with the overlay. Give me a second. I think I know why then. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. That is very, very strange. I think this thing has glitched a little bit. Alright, so yeah, apologies for that. I'm not sure why the messages aren't working. I think it's the actual, because it's like a browser extension I use. And yeah, it's just not working right now. So let's see if I can refresh it maybe. That could solve the issue. So thanks for bringing it to my attention. Nice, it's not going to work it seems. So I'm going to have to get rid of it. Yeah, it's kind of strange for it to not stop working, sorry, for such a long time. That's strange. No, I haven't wildcarded, no. Any news on the England lineup? We covered it earlier. I'll just show you one more time and then get rid of that. So this will be the likely England lineup tomorrow. A back three of Konsa, Stones and Walker, with Pickford obviously in goal. Rice and Mainu as the 2 sitting midfielders. Saka and Trent Alexander-Arnold as the 2 wing-backs, with Foden and Bellingham just behind Harry Kane. And as for the lineups right now, for Spain versus Germany, no real surprises for Spain. It's the exact same lineup, but Germany have made 2 key changes. Jonathan Tah comes back in for Schlotterbeck after serving a suspension, and Florian Wirtz is benched yet again for Leroy Sané. Emre Can comes into the midfield for Andrik, who dyed his hair pink. Don't know what he's doing. But yeah, those are the 2 key changes there in the midfield and backline for Germany. It should be a cracking game. So all of that is covered. Let's now go back to my team. I'll try to fix that issue with the messages, by the way, because they do really help in terms of making the chat easy to follow. I'm not sure why they haven't been working. I'll see actually if I can maybe get this to work another way, because I do like that. Oh, it's not going to work, is it? Annoying. Let's see if I can make it work here. No, it's not going to work, is it? It's annoying. Wow, that is very strange. I'm going to have to see what caused that. Yeah, it's literally not even working at all now. Maybe this will need a refresh as well. But yeah, I'm going to be locking in my transfers very soon. Thank you, Aaron, for the super chat. I'll be covering it in just a second. Jesus, yeah, literally the whole chat is freezing. I'm not sure if it's a laptop issue or something, but it's not good. Not good at all. Okay. Yeah, they're just making it more difficult for me to get these questions done. That is not ideal. Yeah, literally the tab I've got open to answer your questions is also bugging out right now, so apologies for that, everybody. It is not what I wanted. Yeah, right now I can't even see a single chat. That is a bit jarring. I'm going to have to use this. So Aaron says, Gundogan to Nico Williams, or Carvajal to Stones, or Simmons to Mañan. Oh no, sorry, Unai Simon to Mañan. I would probably go Carvajal to Stones, Aaron. I think that's probably the best call. Dr. Sebastian says, would you do a double Dutch defense on a wild card? Yeah, I think so. It looks good for Matchday 5, but Turkey are no mugs. They're still a decent team. So, yeah, it's a close one, but I think I would probably recommend a double up for Matchday 5 at least. Going forwards, it's not as appealing, but it has its merits for the quarterfinals. So I'm still trying to get the chat back up. This has never happened before, by the way. It's normally very reliable. I'm not sure what's the exact cause of the issue, but don't worry, I will get to the bottom of it eventually, and it won't happen again. That would be the aim, of course, but yeah, it's kind of frustrating. Gonna see if I can get the chat up one more time so I can highlight your messages, but yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. Kind of jarring. So yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to join the Euro Fantasy League, and the code is JCRHjQ. There is an auto-join link as well in the description below, and I'd also recommend the Discord server, my Patreon, and the championships if you want to support the channel even further and get early access to my videos, amongst many other perks. Jesus Christ, what is actually happening here? Yeah, I'm going to have to get it up on my phone then and just answer your questions that way. So apologies, everyone. Highlighting the messages is obviously something I like to do, but we can't do it right now. So what else do we have? De Vrij or Van Dijk? Probably De Vrij based on value, but they're both good options. I'm going to put Depay over Mbappe. Fair enough. I just don't think Depay has had a great tournament, and to be fair, you can say the same about Mbappe, but I still have that confidence in Kylian to make the difference in the big games. What are your thoughts on Ruiz captain? I think there are better options elsewhere, but yeah, look, for me, I think, yeah, I wouldn't go there personally. I think Spain, Germany will be high scoring, but Mbappe or Musiala would be my top picks for the captaincy. Aranya says Jude, Xavi, Simmons in, Bruno out, or keep Bruno, no Jude. Very close call. I'd probably go for Jude, but it's not absolutely necessary, as I told you earlier. I don't think he's essential, so to speak. But yeah, Bruno to Jude would be my recommendation. And of course, Xavi Simmons is one of my top picks for Matchday 5 as well. It might be an internet issue then, because, yeah, even my phone is bugging out. That is very, very strange. Or is it YouTube itself? I think YouTube might be having an issue. This is very strange. I do apologize for what's happening. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. Hi Dylan, please help Akanji or Stones. I would go for Stones. What? Muted? Oh yeah, okay, I can't lie. Yeah, I think it's a YouTube issue because my mic is working perfectly here. So yeah, that is very strange. Just for a second. Why that's happening, because on my OBS screen it says the microphone is working, so yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there. Dylan, score predictions time? Yeah, I think it's probably a YouTube / laptop issue then. Right, okay. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen again. Score predictions. Yeah, so I went through them earlier. 2-1 Germany. I might change these scorelines though, I have to say. 2-1 France, but I think it could be a very low-scoring game. 1-1 between England and Switzerland, and 2-0 to the Netherlands. I've put Musiala, Mbappe, Kane, and Gakpo to score first. It'll probably be someone random in some of these matches, but that's what I've gone for. I'll probably play the booster on the Netherlands, or maybe something else, but I'm not really sure, to be quite honest with you. It's just not looking great. These are very tough games to call. Even if you back a certain team, getting the scoreline right and the first team to score is a challenge in itself. Might even go for Spain to score first instead. But let's go back to my team and see if I can sort one of these issues I'm having right now. And my team, of course, is full of issues. Let's see if I can also fix that. Okay, the chat, I think, has reappeared. Or am I just chatting crap? Wow, very, very strange. I don't know what's happening here. I'm going to do an internet test and see what's the cause. But let's keep going through your questions. And like I said, I do apologize for the inconvenience. Freuler, yeah, I think he's been quite consistent. I've recommended him and Abisha if you want to cover the Switzerland midfield. I've done Germany to win, but Spain to score first. Yeah, I remember you saying that. It's a good prediction, to be fair. 2-1 to Switzerland, says Johnny. Saliba, Upamecano, who is going to destroy Ronaldo? Not sure about destroy, but I think Saliba is definitely the one to keep Ronaldo quiet. Mittelstadt to Walker or Ronaldo to Depay? I would probably do Mittelstadt to Walker because he's benched. At least with Ronaldo, there is a chance he does something as a starter. Rudiger or Van Dijk? I'd go for Van Dijk. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to activate the wild card. Too many issues. I'm sure I can get back to template in the semis, no issue. That's fair enough. I'm just kind of thinking about my 50-man squad going forwards, and there could be a lot of eliminated players, but everyone's different, right? And if you feel you've got 5-6 fires to put out, the wild card is there for that. Dylan, what do you think about Maignan, Pickford, Rudiger, Ake, Van Dijk, Pepe, Koundé, Fabian Ruiz, Simmons, Kante, Musiala, Bellingham, Kane, Mbappe, Gakpo? Very solid team. Not many issues with it whatsoever. Yeah, I'm struggling to pick holes with it. It's close to what I'd go for. Tomorrow's captain, probably Gakpo. Yeah, I'll probably go for Gakpo tomorrow. Yeah, that's probably what I'd go for. Let's see, once again, chat overlay, you bloody twat. That's where everything started to go wrong, when the chat just froze out of nowhere. Yeah. Nah, there's something wrong with my internet then, but I'm not sure how I'm streaming then. I honestly have no idea how I'm streaming with the internet that I'm seeing right now. That is crazy. Captain Nico Morata, I'd go for Nico Williams. Should I captain Fabian Ruiz, Mbappe or Musiala? I wouldn't go for Fabian Ruiz as a captain. It's between the other two. I think I'm going to end up going for Musiala. Does Konsa start for England? He should do. Morata, Kane, Mbappe to Gakpo or Depay. Who's on pens for the Netherlands? It would be Gakpo. Sorry, it would be Depay and Van Dijk as the top two options. Gakpo, I'm not even sure where he is in the rankings, probably third or fourth. But Depay is the #1 penalty taker. ¿Doblarías la defensa de Holanda o metes a Rudiger por las recuperaciones? Yo pondría dos de Holanda porque mira, Van Dijk y De Vrij tienen recuperaciones del balón y Ake tiene asistencias también. Ake or De Vrij? I've gone for De Vrij because of value. Should I captain Saliba? It's not a bad shout. I think if you were to captain any defender from today's matches, Saliba is right up there with Koundé. Cher or Rodriguez? Probably Cher. Should I take a -4 to transfer Bernardo Silva to Simmons or Bellingham? No. Simmons over Ruiz for matchday 5? Yes. Konsa or Stones? I'd go for Stones. Best midfielders for the week? Xavi Simmons, Bellingham, Musiala, Nico Williams or Fabian Ruiz. Take your pick from those two. And I'd probably go... You know what? You could even go for both, actually. Yeah, I like that midfield 5. Ronaldo to Gakpo or Kane? Gakpo. 3 of Simmons, Ruiz, Rodri or Williams? I would go for Simmons, Williams and Ruiz. I'd drop Rodri. I need help, says Samuel Zayn. Sell Morata or CR7 for Gakpo? I'd probably sell Ronaldo for Gakpo. That's what I said earlier. It also opens up the funds, which you may need. Tips for Limitless. Check out my Limitless team video and podcast. Not much has changed from there. Thank you once again, Haribo, for the super chat. Would you take Spain from 4 players to 3 or Portugal from 4 to 3? Either Costa out or Morata out are my thoughts for my third transfer. I'd probably sell Morata. Even though Spain are a better team than Portugal right now, they've got arguably a tougher fixture in the host Germany. I think with Portugal, you can keep a clean sheet against France. And also, I think selling Morata to a Gakpo, a Kane, Mbappe, even a Havertz or Yamal, I think that has a far higher ceiling than making a goalkeeper transfer. So, yeah, I'd recommend selling Morata instead. No France defence, robust versus a struggling Portuguese attack. I want to get one, trust me. I haven't made my transfers yet. I've been kind of focusing and being a bit distracted by what's been happening with the bloody chats and the internet. I don't even know. It literally says I've got no internet, so I have no idea how I'm streaming right now. But the timing is very bad, to say the least. So going to see what the issue is here. But just going to have to hope that I can survive for the last half an hour or so. I will be going as soon as the deadline is over. I've got to go somewhere, watch the games. But yeah, I'm going to lock in my team right now. That is the plan. So De Vrij, Koundé and Xavi Simons in for Mark Gay, Carvajal, I think, instead of Cancelo. And I'll buy Xavi Simons for Sabitzer. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. I don't want to overcomplicate it. Can I even make my transfers at this point based on how things are going? I think I'm going to make them through the app because I think this will just bug out completely. What the hell is happening here? All right, so yeah, I'm going to make these transfers now. I'm using my data on my phone to get this done because, yeah, life is peak right now. So yeah, what you see on screen is what I'm likely going to do. Not going to try sell, you know, dreams or get people mixed up or anything. But don't try copy if you can. That would be greatly appreciated. It's also good for your health, and also it's just more fun to make your own decisions. So yeah, Cancelo, I'll keep. I'll sell Carvajal. Let's see how that ends up backfiring. So let's buy De Vrij. De Vrij, Koundé. And let's buy Xavi Simons. I think that's what I'm going to end up going for. Now, I have to say, Arda Güler and Çalhanoğlu are slightly appealing to me, but I'm going to go all in on the Dutch, and that will be my strategy for Matchday 5. But yeah, I'm going to probably confirm these transfers very soon. And I've currently got Musiala captain, but it's between him and Mbappe. I'll probably swap between the two for the remainder of this stream. Very, very strange. Let's see if I can pop out this chat at least so I can read this a bit easier, but it's not even, can't even do that. Just give me a second, I'm going to get your chats right back up and we're going to go through your questions at a normal pace. You obviously know me by now. I do go through questions and comments very quickly. Thank you, Ross Wheeler, for the super chat. Can you rank the Netherlands defense, please? Well, I've gone for De Vrij purely for budget, but I'd probably say Ake first, De Vrij second, and Van Dijk third would be my final ranking, with Dumfries in fourth and Frimpong in fifth. Now, if Frimpong were able to nail down a spot, he would obviously shoot up that list, but that's not the case. So I would stick with Ake, De Vrij, and Virgil van Dijk. Thank you for the super chat. Hopefully I haven't missed another super chat because, like I said, things have been a bit mad with the chats and the internet now. So yeah, Haribo as well. I've covered your super chat. Thank you, Aranya. Massively appreciate you didn't have to. Sabitzer, Pickford, Gay to Xavi Simons, Magnan, Dutch defender, or Sabitzer, Bruno, Gay to Xavi Simons, Jude, Dutch defender. And if so, which Dutch defender? Which I just covered, by the way. I'd go for Nathan Ake. I've got Verbruggen. Okay, so I would probably go for... So basically it comes down to Pickford or Bruno being sold, right? I think the others are the same. Yeah, it is. So, which defender? I'd probably go for the goalkeeper transfer there, Aranya. I do like Jude Bellingham a lot, but just getting that extra player, another opportunity for a clean sheet from your goalkeeper, I think that's probably enough. So, yeah, I would go for Sabitzer, Pickford, Gay to Xavi Simons, Magnan, and a Dutch defender. Assuming you have Verbruggen already, which, yeah, you say at the end of your comment. Simmons or Williams? I'd go for Xavi Simons in matchday 5. Pickford or Verbruggen, says Marek. I would go for Verbruggen. Captain, Musiala or Mbappe. I'm currently on Musiala. Best 4.5 million defender. Probably Konsa, but that's only a matchday 5 punt, to be honest with you. Okay. Go with my gut and go Shaqiri, or be boring and go for Freuler or Abisha. I think all of them are quite risky picks anyway, in terms of ownership and effective ownership. I'd probably go safe and go for Abisha or Freuler. But with Shaqiri, if you're feeling that he's going to start, I think it's worth a punt because he's really got a high ceiling. He's very important in these big games, particularly at the Euros. But personally, if you're asking me, I'm going to go for Abisha or Freuler. Okay. So yeah, right now we still have a lot of people watching. I do appreciate it, despite all the technical difficulties I'm having, which is mainly the internet. Hopefully it's working now, but I don't even know what's happening. I can stream, which is the most intensive thing for an internet to do, but I can't even load up a page, so I honestly have no idea what's going on. But yeah, I'm going to lock in my team now. I'm not going to risk making the transfers here on screen because it'll probably just not load at all. I'll show you right now, actually. It probably won't work whatsoever. Maybe I've got a virus or something on my computer. Wait, what the hell? All right, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm not going to risk it. It's literally causing my internet to have issues, so just going to go back to my team. Unfortunately, I can't show you my squad because my internet is literally being that bad. I don't know what's happening. Hopefully the internet isn't going to cut out now. But yeah, that is very, very strange to say the least. So yeah, Xavi Simons, De Vrij and Koundé. I think I'm going to make those transfers and not overcomplicate it. What the f... Honestly. Dylan, Rudiger is on a yellow. If he gets another one in matchday 5, will he be suspended for matchday 6? The yellow cards are now... yeah, they're now wiped out. Try another browser. I am. Literally, for the chat, I usually use another browser, and it's just not working. And all my browsers aren't working at all. So I honestly have no idea what it is. I'll try another browser because I've got like 3 or 4 of them, so I'll see if that works. Thank you for the suggestion. But I also use my phone and the Wi-Fi there, and it was terrible. It literally was. So yeah, literally every time I try to open up a page, it looks like the internet's going to drop. Honestly, I don't know what the hell's going on. And even with the other browser, I'm not able to highlight the messages as I can with the other 2. So who knows at this point what's happening, but hopefully it doesn't happen again. Havertz or Mbappe? I'm definitely going for Mbappe. Koundé or Magnan? Koundé. Koundé, De Vrij or Konsa? De Vrij. Why is Wirtz benched? He has been for the last couple of games. Leroy Sané is currently first choice. Stones, Koundé or De Vrij? Says Jay Fryer. Yeah, De Vrij. I think I just covered that. Good luck to you as well, Johnny Quid. Who are you benching? Those that play tomorrow. I wouldn't really complicate it with... you know, the substitutions and stuff. Just put those that play on Saturday on your bench and then bring them on if necessary. Maybe, Wasif, maybe. Unfortunately, I won't be able to solve it as soon as I, you know, finish the stream because I've got to go somewhere. But once I'm back home later tonight, I'll definitely look into it. And give me your password and I'll make your team changes. Now, don't worry, I can do it through the app. I appreciate that, Keith. I'm using data on my phone to do it. But yeah, I just have no idea what's happening with the internet. I think it's Sky being Sky. They're terrible. Don't go for them if you can. Captains, Musiala and Mbappe for today, and probably Gakpo tomorrow. I think Friday's one is the most difficult to really get spot on. But yeah, De Vrij, Koundé and Simons are going to come in for me. I think I'll keep Cancelo and instead sell Carvajal. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm really hoping that things don't go south and we see De Ligt starting over De Vrij or something ridiculous and Xavi Simons being benched. That shouldn't happen, right? I'm going to see if I can check one predicted Netherlands lineup again, just to make sure. And I'm going to lock in my transfers, which you can see on screen right now. So yeah, these are my proposed transfers. Predicted lineup. Okay, so I know it's obviously been a rough last 20-30 minutes, but be sure to smash the like button if you haven't already, and let's get closer towards 25,000 subscribers. We're getting very close. We're literally just around 100 away at this point. So thank you very much for your support. Yeah, we're literally 94 away. If we can somehow get to that in the next 20 minutes, that would be sensational. Your support throughout this year's tournament has been incredible. Thank you very much for all the subscribers, patrons, channel members, super chatters, those that just participate in the live chats, those that comment on the videos. Thank you very much. The likers, of course. But let's get straight into this. De Vrij or Ake? I'd go for Ake if funds are no issue for you. Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes. I'd go for Fernandes. Thank you, JibX. Enjoy the games as well. Shall I sell Carvalho or Cucurella to bring a Dutch defender, or sell Morata to bring Gakpo? I'd sell Morata and buy Gakpo. Definitely keep Cucurella. I'd rather sell Carvalho instead. Koundé or Walker? Koundé. Fabian Ruiz or Xavi Simons? Gracias, un saludo. Xavi Simons para mí. Rudiger or Akanji? Good luck. Akanji. Good luck as well. Ronaldo versus Mbappe effect should boost Mbappe. He will play too well against his idol. Maybe. He always plays well against Messi. To an extent. I don't think he played well in the World Cup final, but he still scored a hat-trick. So let's see if he can do something like that today. They're not wiped out now. They're wiped out after the quarterfinals. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's the Copa America where I got that confused. I think they're now wiped out. You're right. Thank you for the correction. How would you rank English defenders? Obviously, Mark Gay suspended. Otherwise, he's number one. Stones would be first. I'd say Walker second, Trent third, and Konsa fourth. Konsa might be the best or second best for this match day only, but if you've got no wild card, Konsa should be at the bottom of your list. Imagine Messi winning Copa America and Ronaldo wins the Euros. The Finalissimo will go hard. It's still possible, but Argentina need to play better than they did today because it was not acceptable how they played. Is Morata differential? He is a differential. Is he a good one? That's open to interpretation. I think he's decent, but I'd rather go elsewhere, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, we're making even more progress towards 25,000. Let's keep on plugging away at that. It's only a matter of time before we reach that milestone, thanks to you guys and girls. Yeah, I'm going to lock in these transfers, I think. Just having another look at predicted lineups and stuff like that for the Netherlands. But yeah, it really should be nothing surprising, I think. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't find a Netherlands predicted lineup. But yeah, I think Xavi Simons and De Vrij will start. So yeah, I'm just going to go for it and make these transfers. And I can finally just relax a little bit and focus on your questions. So Carvalho, Gay, and Sabitzer out for De Vrij, Koundé, and Xavi Simons. What could possibly go wrong? Let's wait and find out. Transfers confirmed. I'm going to make sure Koundé is in my starting 11. And make sure you do that with your 50-man squads as well. Those that play on Saturday, the 6th of July, have them on your bench. You might have one or two in your starting 11. That's fine. But no matter what you do, make sure those in your starting 11 are all playing today. You can't have any Friday players on your bench. Otherwise, you can't bring their points back on. So Koundé will come on for me for, let's put De Vrij. De Vrij out. And yeah, Verbruggen, De Vrij, Simons, and Kane all on my bench playing tomorrow. I've also got Cody Gakpo in my starting 11. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. And I've got Pickford and Verbruggen, so I've kind of made my bed there. I have to decide tomorrow between Pickford and Verbruggen. Let's see how that pans out. Can I even make a poll, or is the internet just going to crash again? Who even knows at this point? Thank you to those that voted. Koundé, De Vrij, and Simons did win the vote, actually, with Stones, Ake, Simons in second. So thank you to those that voted. Almost 1,000. So that's massively appreciated. So yeah, my final transfers were just covered right now. Yeah, Grigol, unfortunately, literally the internet is completely screwed over. So this will be my final team. Dennis Musiala or Mbappe captain. That's my final decision to make. I'll try to put a poll out and see if I can do it without things crashing. I probably have like a virus or something in my laptop. I need to sort that out. So let's get this show on the road. Which transfers? Yeah, who are you going to captain today? What do you envision yourself doing for match day 6 then? Wildcarding. I'll be wildcarding in match day 6. And obviously you might argue, well, why would you wildcard in match day 6 or not now? But for example, if we break down my particular team, I've got 4 Dutch. I've got 1 German. I've got 3 English, 2 Spanish, 3 Portuguese and 2 French. I'm going to have eliminated players. At least 5, I'd say. At least 5. It could possibly be more. And that's where the wildcard will just allow me to build a full, fresh 50-man squad for the semi-finals. And then for Matchday 7, it's going to be quite easy to navigate. 5 free transfers. I just need 11 players. And that's where the wildcard in the semi-finals will be very handy indeed. So who are you going to captain today is going to be my final poll for today, probably. Maybe Verbruggen versus Pickford for those that have both of them. So let's put the options. Musiala, Mbappe. I'll put Williams/Ruiz as one option. And then we'll put a defender as a general kind of thing there. So let's see if I can add the flags as well. Germany. Yeah, thank you, Aranya. Ranked Dutch defenders without budget restrictions. Probably the same thing. Ake first. Maybe Van Dijk second, just because he's nailed on. There's no concerns whatsoever of rotation. With De Vrij, there would be. I know he's played every single minute in this tournament, but still. So Van Dijk second, De Vrij third, and I'd say Dumfries fourth still. Ball recoveries are very important in this game. So, yeah, that'll be my final ranking with no, budget not taken into account. But when it is, and you have to think about value, I'd probably put De Vrij above Van Dijk. That's the way I see it. We'll put Williams and Ruiz, and we'll put a defender. All right, let's see if this poll can actually go through. Fingers crossed. Bloody hell. We're 40 likes away from 300. Be sure to make it happen. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you to those that have done so already. Which goalkeeper will you play? My current plan is to play Pickford just to diversify my defence. I've got no English defender after all. But there is a temptation to go all in on the Dutch and just go for Verbruggen. So it's very close, 50-50. I'll probably make a final decision tomorrow. But my current plan is to go for Pickford as my goalkeeper tomorrow. Captain Paul, yeah, it's up. Musiala is winning at the moment. Sane or Rice? Good question. I'd probably go for Rice. Thoughts on Calafiori to Arsenal? I know he's been linked heavily, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure about the transfer. I still don't know if it's going to happen. But yeah, he had a good Euros tournament. I think he's got potential, but let's wait and see. I think he will probably make some mistakes if he were to join Arsenal and, be a consistent starter. But obviously the ceiling is there. I think he would become a good signing, but I have to say the big priority for Arsenal should be the central midfielder and an attacker at the very least, probably 2. Is Bellingham worth bringing on for Bernardo Silva but losing 4 points? No, I wouldn't do that. Simple as. I just have to take a hit in my laugh my ass off. I'm yet. Yeah, I haven't taken a hit either. I don't really do it in these games, international tournaments or UCL Fantasy. Would you rather have Rudiger, Trent or Akanji? Probably Akanji. Going forwards, with Matchday 6 and 7 in mind, yeah, Rudiger might be the best, but it's still really tough for Germany to go all the way to the final and win it with their route. But yeah, probably Akanji for Matchday 5. I've got Bruno and Gundogan. Who do I transfer out to get Xavi Simons? I'd rather sell Gundogan, just about. Koundé, De Vrij or Konsa? I have answered that question, mate. I really have. I'd go for De Vrij. Yeah, Trent should start at right wing back according to the predicted lineups. Is it worth using a transfer on a goalkeeper if I have Costa and Simon? I think so. You can buy Verbruggen or Pickford from tomorrow, and I think that would be a massive upgrade, but don't take a hit for it. That is not ideal. I know that, Uma. I know that my goalkeepers play on the same day. I made a decision to just end up picking one of them and making my transfers in the outfield areas, and ultimately let's wait and see what happens there. Which French defender second? Which French? Well, Koundé's first for me, then it's Saliba. Good luck as well, Cylindra. Enjoy the games. Van Dijk is bound to deliver for Euro Fantasy. I hope not. I mean, a Dutch clean sheet doesn't really bother me. I'm hoping he doesn't score, which he's certainly capable of. I'm currently captaining Musiala. So basically what you see on screen is my team. You just can't see the starting 11 because, like I said, the internet has been absolutely horrific in the last hour, really. I'm not sure what happened there. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can get things working. That would be nice, obviously, but yeah. Let me know, by the way, if I sound laggy right now. But yeah, I'm honestly not sure what the root cause is. I think now the internet is working a bit quicker. I'm able to load pages somewhat. They're still taking a long time, but yeah, honestly, I have no idea what's happening. Let's see if I can get the highlighted messages to work just before the stream ends. That would be nice. But yeah, be sure to keep on smashing the like button and getting this to over 300. We're very close to that. And let's see if I can put the chat overlay now. Chat overlay. All right, let's test this out. Musiala or Mbappe? Thank the Lord, it's working again. What the bloody hell happened? I'm going for Musiala right now, but there is a possibility of a late switch. I'm not going to deny that. There is a possibility. England is playing horribly, but they have a lot of individuality. Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. Yeah, so yeah, it's an internet problem, isn't it? Bloody Sky. And they keep increasing the prices. Is having a Dutch dominant defense good play? Yeah, I think so. Now, Turkey have scored in every single game bar Matchday 2, but yeah, I think the Netherlands have the best fixture on paper, it's fair to say, and they've got ball recoverers like Van Dijk and De Vrij. Hey Dylan, who will you change tomorrow for the captain? If Musiala scores 20 today, will you change? Obviously not, mate, come on. If he gets 10 points as a baseline score, there's no chance I'm changing that. Even one goal, 6-7 points is probably enough for me to just keep it as it is. Do you have any player which you wanted to add in the squad, but due to transfers, you couldn't? Probably Maignan in goal, just to have the extra option. I would have also said... That's the thing, there's not many players that I'm feeling I'm missing out on. Maybe a Nathan Ake or, I don't know, a Saliba. It's a Kanji Stones, maybe. Like, it's really not that many players. But those spring to mind, I'd say. Mbappe on penalties, why would you not captain? Well, he's got, what, a 6-pointer, a 4-pointer, and a blank so far in this tournament. Yeah, and also Musiala, I think, has just been... Look, he's obviously a midfielder, scores more points for getting a goal, and he's been very consistent in Euro 2024. So I don't think it's a bad call to go for Musiala over Mbappe. Yeah, English rest for all the games today. I think it's Anthony Taylor right now and Michael Oliver later. If not, it's the other way around, but same thing. They're both crap. Do a poll of which goalkeeper are the two? Yeah, I will. So Musiala has won this vote with 44%, Mbappe in second with 34%, Williams Ruiz in third, and a defender is last with 6%. Don't be afraid to captain a defender. They get ball recoveries. They can do very well in this fantasy format. But yeah, it's a good suggestion. I was looking to do that as well. So which goalkeeper would you start tomorrow? Yeah, it is my final team. It pretty much is, unless I made a late wild card, which I very much doubt. I might change the captaincy, though. That's something that could change. So Musiala or Mbappe are the two candidates. So... let's put Pickford and Verbruggen. Rice sí va a empezar, seguro. Empieza todos los partidos para Inglaterra, es clave. Uno de los mejores mediocampistas del mundo. Va a empezar el partido. Why not like Yamal instead of Kane? It's not worth a transfer, and I think Kane is much more likely to score goals than Yamal. Alright, so let's get this poll on the road. Yep, okay, it's done. Dylan, Carvajal or Akanji, last minute roulette? I prefer Akanji. Triple French defense, not a bad idea, but Portugal still have quality players. They can score a goal. I think a double up is probably the best balance. France starting 11 will apparently be Maignan, Koundé, Upamecano, Saliba, Hernandez, Tchouameni, Kante, Griezmann, Kolomuani, Thuram and Mbappe. Once again, no Camavinga. That's very strange. I think he should start in the midfield, but there you go. Musiala has blessed me twice as a differential captain for my cricket team league. First now because of him. Need to stick with him out of respect. Yeah, fair play. But you want points ultimately. It's not about respect. It's about points, you know. Got to sell ourselves. No, okay, no, I'm joking. We don't. I also got a nice differential captaincy score from him on the first day of Matchday 4. I can see what you're saying. I just think he's got a higher ceiling than Mbappe in this tournament, given how both are playing. Which goalkeeper are you playing? At the moment, it would be Pickford, just to diversify my defensive line a little bit. But it's going to be a decision I make tomorrow, and I'll let patrons and channel members know. Saka, Simmons, Ake, or Güler, Van Dijk? Saka, Simmons, Ake looks better. I'd go for Musiala captain there. Apala. Pedri or Rodri? Probably Rodri. Pedri tends to be subbed off around 50, 60 minutes. Yeah, I know they do. That's why I put the poll. Mbappe captain? Why not? I'm going for Musiala right now, but I think Mbappe is a great shout. I've gone Carvalho over Cucurella. Is that all right? It is. I just think Cucurella offers better value for money and more ball recoveries. Thanks, Dylan. Solid content as always. Thank you very much. Apologies once again for the internet issues I had in the last hour or so. Thank you, Keith, for moderating the chat too. Van Dijk or De Vrij? I'd say De Vrij based on budget in terms of value he offers. Anthony Taylor can go to hell for like, well, he's just a crap ref. A lot of these refs are crap. If you saw the one for Argentina Ecuador today, absolutely awful. He literally prevented Argentina from going through on goal. They had a clear opportunity, and the penalty was extremely soft to say the least. In my book, it's never a penalty. Tomorrow's captain, probably Gakpo. If Mbappe's not captain, no point having him in the team. Too costly and rare returns. Yeah, but you look at other forwards and also the increase in the budget. I don't think it's a big issue for me. I'm going for Mbappe captain because Cancelo sucks at defending. Fair enough, but Portugal haven't conceded many goals in this tournament. One more minute, lads. Good luck. Likewise. I wouldn't captain Ronaldo, personally, but it's up to you. Koundé or Carvajal? I would go for Koundé, yes. Best of luck to everyone. Likewise, Mahuri. Yep, we are locked. Yep, that's it. No chance to change anything. So that is it. We're finished. We're absolutely finished. But yeah, here we go. After an eventful set of, well, just an eventful deadline stream, basically. I mean, like I said, I don't know what happened there. I think it was the internet. Don't go for Sky as your broadband provider, trust me. But I've got Cucurella, Fabian Ruiz, and Musiala right now, with Musiala as my captain. I've got Mbappe, Fernandes, Cancelo, Koundé, and Pepe to play for the rest of Friday's matches. And yeah, tomorrow, I've got Cody Gakpo, Bellingham, one of Pickford or Verbruggen, De Vrij, Simmons, and Harry Kane left. So very happy with this plan and the 50-man squad. My only regret is not having two playing goalkeepers, which I could have sorted out, but it would have meant no Xavi Simmons most likely. And I wanted to go for him in this match day, so let's wait and see. I really need him to deliver to justify that decision. But go and watch Spain versus Germany. It will be a high-quality game. Smash the like button and get us over to 300 likes. It'd be massively appreciated. We are 26 away from that. And also, be sure to subscribe. We are literally like 50, 60 away, maybe 70. Yeah, we're very close to 25,000 subscribers. I think we'll get to it by the next deadline for sure. So thank you very much for all the support. And let's see what you lot are saying. I'm going to, whiz through these. Like I said, I do have to cut right now. I'm going to watch the games in a sports bar. Punjabi, thank you very much. Sold Morata for Kane. Watch Morata score a brace now. It's your fantasy heritage, isn't it? Just, it's typical of these fantasy games. Yeah, good team, the fantasy football lads. Obviously, it's a wild card squad. There will be potential issues in the semi-finals, but for now, it looks incredible. Good luck to you as well. Avi. ¿Qué pasó con Akanji? Lo mostré en un equipo para el wildcard, pero yo puse a Koundé y De Vrij. Yo prefiero esos dos en vez de Akanji. Going on a date with a girl from Argentina. Any tips, Dylan? Run. I'm joking. No. Obviously, what can I even say for that? Look, she's a girl, you know. She's still a girl. I don't think I'm going to be the best guy to give you tips for this, mate, because Argentinian girls, I haven't dated one yet, but they're passionate, you know, they're passionate. And maybe just bring in a nice gift like dulce de leche, mate, maybe that will work. An Argentina shirt. The shirts are very good, by the way. But just be yourself, mate, and you'll enjoy it. But I'm just wondering where you're from. That could be a nice mix. ¿Qué opinas de defensas de Suiza? Y Akanji seguramente es el mejor de todos, pero yo puse a Koundé y De Vrij como mis transferencias, así que no lo puse al final. Going Ronaldo captain since nobody else is doing it. Well, if he scores, then I'll remember your name, Hakeem Edwards, but it's very unlikely in my opinion. Good luck, Dylan. In Indonesia, we call bro Mas. So you are Mas, Dylan. Well, thank you very much, Geria. Osora, what a name. And I didn't even know that, so I'll try to remember it for future streams too. Looks good, Dylan. Not sure about double Portugal defense. Yeah, same. It was between Carvajal and Cancelo to sell, and I ended up selling Carvajal. Good luck, Akash. Let's see how it goes. Koundé captain, says Ivans. Interesting indeed. I have 5 England players. Mate, I'm already kind of like thinking 3 or 4 is too much. To go for 5 is mad, but they can go to the final and win it. Good luck, Dylan and guys. Off for the final before the final. Yeah, I felt about that. I felt the same way about Man City versus Madrid in the last 2 seasons in the Champions League. It pretty much has that sensation. Good luck, Edward. Good luck. I have Gundogan. I hope Gundogan scores as my captain, says Akash. Yeah, I wish you the best there, even though I've got Cucurella and no Gundogan, but let's wait and see. It should be a cracking game. I'm going to watch it right now. Is the Copa America Fantasy? Not an official game, but I think a few websites have a kind of version of it. Thanks, mate. Helped me a lot in Matchday 4. We'll keep subscribed after this ends. That's great to hear. I also do FPL and UCL Fantasy, so if you want to check that out. Also the World Cup when it comes along, but it's great to have you on board. Thanks for the great coverage. Watching from Georgia. Our team did great. Very proud. Cheers. Yeah, thank you very much. And I have to say, Georgia were incredible in the tournament, providing a lot of entertainment. Your transitional play was exciting, and you provided some great entertainment. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching, Brian, and good luck. Hopefully, Georgia go even further in the next tournament. Criminal draws. Does FA pay UEFA and FIFA? To be fair, France finished second in their group. If they had topped the group, they would be in a much easier side of the bracket. But who knows? Corruption in football does exist. There's just, let's not think about it too much. Petros says, I think Simmons could not start. I don't have him. Only 2 Netherlands players. I'm hoping Simmons starts. Otherwise, I think everything goes tits up with my transfers because I could have got Magnan and have another goalkeeper to have 15 playing players. So let's wait and see how it turns out. Criminal draws, yeah, I covered that. I think Simmons could not start. Yep. I don't know why the messages are repeating for me. Apologies for that. Yeah, I'm just playing this because there's a Portuguese shirt for first place in my mini league. Are you Portuguese? But yeah, to be fair, Portugal do produce some good shirts. Nike do a good job with them. But thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you, Alex. Good to see you on here. Enjoy the match and the rest of your evening, mate. Yes, I'll be watching both games. It should be a blast. If you haven't already, smash the like button and subscribe for new. Get this stream to over 300 likes and let's keep on pushing towards 25,000 subscribers, which we should get by the end of next week. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, DylanRCM, and check all the other links in the description below for my Patreon and the championships. Also join the Discord server, the Euro Fantasy League, and check out my Spotify. You can become a paid member on Spotify for early access to my podcast as well, so be sure to give it a look. Thank you very much for all your support, the super chatters, all the members, and thank you Tiggy Taylor for gifting 5 YouTube channel memberships. You're massively appreciated. I'll see you very soon for more Euro Fantasy content. Enjoy the football. It should be a blast.